welcome on in right here on WBGU at Stellar Field. We have a monstrous matchup coming up between the Bowling Green State University Falcons and the Kent State Golden Flashes. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Reese Patrikis. And Reese, it's the last undefeated team in the MAC in Bowling Green going up against a Kent State team that is 2-1 in the conference. They're a little bit behind in conference play, but do not sleep on the Flashes. Last season, they were one of the only teams to actually take down the Falcons and win their series, their regular season series. They took 2 games away from Bowling Green. And the Falcons, looking to get a little revenge, their head coach, Kyle Halleck, one of the only player to ever win a MAC Player of the Year. He won it as a pitcher at Kent State, and as well as a MAC Coach of the Year just last season for the Bowling Green State University Falcons.
Yeah, Chaz McNeil, my partner to my right. This is going to be a great game. Of course, you know, you can never discount Kent State. They're always trending towards the top of the Mid-American Conference. One of the true dominant MAC teams. You know, it's year in, year out. You can usually, bet on Kent State and Ball State being towards the top of the Mid-American Conference standings, but they had their off-conference weekend last week. The weekend before, they took on NIU for their lone MAC series. They went 2-1. They were 8-10 overall, so not kind of the usual dominance you would expect from a Kent State team, but they have had some relatively tough opponents. And then you flip the script over to Bowling Green, 15-5 overall, 6-0 in the MAC, second consecutive season that they're the last remaining undefeated team in the MAC. And they're on a 10-game heater, and a sweep in this series this weekend would give them a 13-game winning streak, which is I want to say their longest in a very long time. We'll put it that way. But if they were to finish this weekend in a sweep, it would be their first three-game sweep over Kent State in 54 years.
And Reese, you stack our ages together. You're 22. I'm 21. That is alone. That's 43 years.
That's still 11 years shy of the last time that Bowling Green swept a 3-game series. Now, the last time they swept a 2-game series over this Kent State team, 1980. So a little bit more recent. But
still stack our ages.
Still stack our ages, and that's still longer. And the last time, you mentioned that this was one of the few teams, if not the only team last season, that beat Bowling Green in a series. That one was out in Kent. The last time Bowling Green won a series against Kent State was 2012. So it's been quite a while, but I think I say they're due.
And, I mean, the thing about this Bowling Green Kent State game as well, we mentioned Kyle Halleck, former pitcher, current head coach for Bowling Green. And on top of that, Bowling Green Kent State do have a rivalry. That's something that isn't always touched on. It's always Bowling Green Toledo, and Kent State, they've got a couple different rivalries. They go back and forth with the Ohios of the world, sometimes the Miamis. But this is a game that I don't think anybody will say it, but there's a little bit of skin in the game.
Yeah,
for everybody.
Both of these schools, they were both founded the same year. They were both founded under the same law that was passed, or the same bill that was passed by the state of Ohio back in 1910, the Lowry Bill. Both schools founded as state schools, and then most of the time it's really just acknowledged in football, at least according to this site that just has the game results for football. But these two schools do celebrate the anniversary award. Started back in 1910 when these two schools were founded.
And we've talked a lot about Kent State, but I do think we need to go back a little bit while they're announcing the starting lineups. We got to talk about Bowling Green, because this is a team that you look at what they did last year. This Falcons team in 2024 was they were very offense heavy. Pitching didn't really come into play. But this year, we've seen the resurgence of Connor Penrod. He's become an excellent closer, leading the MAC in saves currently. On top of that, their ability to score late has really helped them surge. You just look at the couple games, the past two games they played. Purdue-Fort Wayne, a 19-18 win. Sam Seidel had the walk-off single that managed to bring around a runner for a score. And then on top of that, Dayton, the Falcons managed to fend off the Flyers 11-9. They run ruled them the last time they played early in March. It was a 14-4 victory. This time at home, Falcons kept it a little closer than I think we all imagined, but still managed to get it done. A big day by Sam Seidel, managed to reach base in all of his plate appearances. On top of that, you had TJ Tackett's with a 3-run home run, and this might be a little bit of a foreshadow for when we break down the lineups in just a second. Tackett's and Birchmeier, two of the younger players on the squad together. We didn't see Birchmeier in the past 2 weekday games. Birchmeier currently leading the MAC in RBIs. So it'll be really interesting to see how these two function together. I mean, they both play first base. So we've seen kind of a switch around, and that's something that Coach Kyle Halleck has done a lot. He's not just set his players in one position. He's moved them around a little bit. We've seen multiple catchers in the games. Garrett Wright was over at left field. It's just it's a completely different feeling for this team this season. They're doing things a little differently, and it's definitely working with the longest win streak in the past 15 years.
Yeah, and I do want to highlight for a second this sophomore class for BGSU. They have been phenomenal. They were great. They came in last year. They came in hot. This year they've really turned it up. You look at these names. You got TJ Tackett's, you got Garrett Wright, and you got Brady Birchmeier, and you've got Garrett Sloan. They've been great all year. And, Tackett's batting just under 300. Wright's batting over 400. And Sloan's batting just a touch over 200, but he plays that hot corner pretty darn well. So you look at that sophomore class, and it is just fantastic. It's great recruiting by Coach Halleck and the rest of this coaching staff here in Bowling Green. But I think one thing that you look at over Tuesday and Wednesday is that, and really even you can say throughout the rest of the season, is just Bowling Green's ability to, when they need to, they can eke out the close game. And you mentioned it against Purdue Fort Wayne, where it took them all the way down to their last out. And then you also mentioned Dayton, where they were up big, and then Dayton began to creep back in, and they were still able to close it out.
And Coach Halleck actually had a really interesting quote. We talked to him yesterday about on Round and Third, which you can check out on BGSU Baseball's. Yeah, I mean, it's a little shameless, but it's a really good quote. That's what I'm leading into. The fact that he says, baseball's unlike many other sports. You can't just run out the clock. They've got to take you on for all 27 outs. And with that, he mentioned just the resilience of the team, their ability. We saw it a lot against Dayton. The Falcons would go behind in the count. Maybe the pitchers for Dayton, they were doing they struggled with walks, but they would get ahead pretty early. And then the Falcons, they kind of had to use their baseball IQ a little bit, settle in, watch that ball, and instead of swinging when they should, they just kind of eyed it down, made good decisions. And that resilience, that ability to just take things at your own pace. Obviously, you don't have a clock like in a basketball or a football, but you almost set your own clock. You make it so that you control the game from first pitch to last out.
Yeah, and that's really, I guess not to discredit that quote, because that is a great quote, but I feel like you can tie it into any other sport where if you set your own pace and make the other team play the way you want to play, then you're going to make them uncomfortable and you've got a better chance of coming out on top.
Yeah, and I think that leads us pretty well into this next matchup against Kent State. Because, I mean, we've talked about the past now. You got to look towards the future. And so let's just get into these starting lineups for both squads. So starting off for Kent State, we've batting first is going to be Micah Kirikoff, the center fielder. Second is going to be Hayden Jotzak. Third, right fielder Jake Casey. Batting cleanup will be Solitaria Sawyer in that fourth slot. In fifth, it's going to be Brody Williams. In sixth, it's going to be Hunter Klotz. Seventh, left fielder Alejandro Calvas. Eighth, Ripken Reese, which is an all-time baseball name.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, an absolutely phenomenal baseball name. And then rounding out Kent State's starting lineup, it's going to be Brady Marshall. And pitching is Gavin Jones, the righty you seem a little familiar with this guy.
Yeah, I might know Gavin Jones pretty well. My family might have spent every Easter at his house growing up. He might be related to me in some capacity in the fact that my mom, his dad, they are cousins. That makes us second cousins. North Royalton native. He spent his freshman year at Alabama, redshirted, didn't see any time. After his freshman year at Alabama, transfers back up home to Kent State, and he has done really well for himself here this season. He's got a 2-0 record, 3.52 ERA, 20 strikeouts to 12 walks in 23 innings pitched. And since conference play started, as we mentioned earlier, he's only played one series against a Mid-American Conference team. That was NIU a couple weekends ago. He's got a 4.15 ERA and a whip of $1.71 in Mid-American Conference play. In that one game against NIU, he went 4 1/3 innings, allowing 2 earned runs on 4 hits with 3 walks. His last time out a week ago today, back on the 14th, he went 5 scoreless innings, allowing 3 hits, 2 walks, and fanning 5 against Hofstra. So he is a guy that you gotta watch out for. Obviously, he's a power thrower. His fastball topped out at about 95 miles per hour, and he's someone you've got to watch out for. But we'll go ahead and read you guys through the defensive lineup for Bowling Green as they take the field, and today's starter takes the mound. I'll let you go ahead and walk us through that one, Chaz. I'm sorry to steal your thunder and then pass it right back to you.
No, you're all right. So taking the mound, it's a surprise to no one. It's going to be DJ Newman, but we'll get into this lineup in just a second as we will have the national anthem. Stay with us right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Hi, I'm Peyton O'Malley with women's soccer here at BG, and my Falcon 4 pregame rituals is going to Trop, praying, singing songs in the locker room, and our mental prep on the field.
Falcon Baseball wraps up their homestand against Youngstown State on Tuesday, March 25th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavelitz and Sam Morris will have the call starting at 2:45 for pregame and 3 p.m. for first pitch on WBGU 88.1 FM.
As we mentioned, Reese, welcome back here to Stellar Field, home of the BGSU Falcons. I'm Chaz McNeil, joined by my broadcast partner, Reese Patricus, right here on WBGU 88.1 FM. Reese, no surprise to nobody, starting off is reigning John Orud two-way player of the week. It's DJ Newman, the number 28, the righty, starting on the bump for Bowling Green. He's got a 3.65 ERA. He's got 3 appearances, 12 and a third innings pitched, has allowed 13 hits for just 5 runs, all of them earned, and 3 walks with 12 strikeouts, and he allows a 271 average. And now you go through the lineup for Bowling Green. Leading off, he's been leading off for the past couple of games now. It's going to be a guy that you just mentioned, TJ Tackett. He's going to be in center field leading off. Then right behind him, Garrett Wright, back in his normal catcher position. Newman, who we just mentioned, who's pitching, he's going to be third. Cleanup is going to be Brady Birchmeyer, and might I mention, a very great position for him. Big, heavy hitter. A lot of high contact, good on base guys in front of him as well, which is what you want. Sam Seidel, another good on base guy, the second baseman, is going to be fifth. Sixth will be Caden Parker in right field. Seventh, Garrett Sloan, the third baseman. Gavin Gannon will be in left. And Gunnar Antillion will round out this lineup at the shortstop position. So, Reese, you look at this lineup. What is the one position, what's the one player that stands out to you in this batting order?
Yeah, I feel like it might be a little bit too obvious. I think it's the easy answer, but obviously you got to look at Brady Birchmeyer right there in the cleanup spot. He's been super hot this year. He's been super hot over the last week, named COMAC Offensive Player of the Week. So you got to keep an eye on him manning that cleanup spot.
And you're right about that. Just like that, we are underway here at Stellar Field. First pitch comes at 3:01. It is a 51 degrees, feels like 46, and the wind is blowing a smooth 17 miles per hour. Seems like it's going straight towards center field, Reese.
Yeah, that ball should be jumping today. It's breezy here in Bowling Green, as always.
This first pitch is gonna fly up, miss way high, and nearly clip Kirikov to set us at a 2-1 count. And just like that, Newman will find the zone there right down the middle, 2-2. We're going to have a foul ball here. That one's just going to glint off of the bat of Kirikov. We're going to get another foul here. That one nearly hits the top of Garrett Wright at the catcher position. And Kirikov, so far this season, he's just a freshman. 294 average on the season. 68 at-bats, 15 runs off of 20 hits. And then we're going to get a swing and a miss there as Micah Kirikov will reach on his first at-bat of the day. So coming up behind him will be Hayden Jatsak.
Yeah, it looked like there that Kirikov was starting to size up Newman. He was starting to make contact with it just a little bit slow or a little bit early on it, and then missed it just underneath. But that time, not able to find it there.
And Newman favoring the outside just a bit. He's going to take that one down below the outside corner. And Jatsak swinging early, going to tip that one up towards us in the broadcast booth for a 1-1 count. Jatsik's going to look that one in.
It's a great pitch there. Had it a little bit low, a little bit away. All Jacek can do can just watch that one breeze right past him. Now DJ's ahead in the count.
Jacek going to swing on this one. It'll go high and way out of play there. That would have gone foul.
That was awfully close to. There's some people lined up over by Kent State's bullpen. People lined up in lawn chairs. That was awfully close to nailing someone. Hopefully everyone's all right over there.
Newman ahead in the count, as you mentioned, 2-1. It's Caster's curse just like that. It's going to go to 2-2 as Newman will put that one in the dirt on the outside.
Missed it just a little bit outside on him.
And that will be taken up and deep, going to field that. And it will go over the wall. Going back for it was TJ Tackett. It looked like he was sizing it up. Wind blowing just slight enough to send it just over the wall towards the trees. And just like that, we're going to get a quick strike by Jacek in a solo home run.
Yeah, and with the way this wind's blowing, I think you kind of had to expect we were going to see some of these. It was one where off the bat, the sound was great. It sounded good coming off the bat, but you didn't know for sure. It looked a little low, and then I think the wind kind of helped push it out over top of TJ Tackett's out in right center. And
kind of similarly, last Friday that we saw DJ Newman start, he also let up a home run. So that's back-to-back homers let up by the junior star. So next up is going to be Jake Casey, the right fielder. Casey, a senior with a .333 batting average. He's in 63 at-bats. He's got 21 hits for 28 runs, 7 doubles, a triple, and a home run. And we're going to get
just a ground baller straight to Brady Birchmeyer, able to glove it, take it over to first base for the second out of the inning.
Not the most ideal start if you're Bowling Green, but just a 1 run going to be awarded off of that homer. So a ground out, solid for the Falcons. Sawyer Solitaria. Newman is going to paint that one right down Broadway for strike number 1 of this at-bat. Tried an off speed there. It curved just a bit much as Wright was unable to corral that one. It's going to go back behind him.
And you have to wonder, I mean, obviously Newman didn't start the season with pitching.
And just like that, you say that, and right down center again tried the off speed. That one would end up falling. Ahead in the count again, it's going to be 2-1 on Sawyer Solitaria. He's favoring that outside bottom corner.
Yeah, I think here with you have the righty-righty matchup, so obviously you're going to try and favor that outside with the breaking ball to see if you can try and force a swing and a miss. And right there, as I say, swing and a miss.
So not quite 1-2-3 for the Falcons, but they will go strikeout, ground out, strikeout with a hit, a single hit being a home run by Hayden Yatsik. We'll be right back in just a second for the Falcons' first offensive time of the game.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
BG Men's Golf heads to Tennessee for the Sweden's Cove Collegiate from Monday, March 24th through Wednesday, March 26th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Kevin Hutchinson will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back here to Stellar Field for the bottom of the first inning, where I am joined by my broadcast partner, Reese Patricus. I'm Chaz McNeil, and the Falcons they don't quite go up, down to start, but they will get 3 outs, so we are in the bottom, obviously. I mean, Captain Obvious here.
Yeah, I feel like, you got to take what you can get with that inning. Obviously, You have the blemish there of the solo homer led up to Yatsik, but also you do have to think, DJ dealing with the injuries that he had at the end of last year and that bled a little bit into the beginning of this year. He didn't get the off-season work that he would have liked, and he didn't end up starting just until a couple of weeks ago, so he might still be knocking off a little bit of that rust.
Yeah, you're right about that. And in this matchup, we are going to have Jones going up against TJ Tackett, the sophomore. He's going to hit just a little grounder there, and it will be easily fielded there by Reese. The throw to Klotz on time, and that will be the first out, bottom of the first.
Yeah, he just rolled over that one. It was a bouncing ball right to the glove of Reese, who was able just to make the easy throw just a couple feet over to Klotz at first, and the Falcons already 1 down.
Next up, we're going to have the 5'11" righty, the sophomore from Massillon, Ohio. It's going to be Garrett Wright, and he's just going to swing on the first pitch he sees. That one's going to bloop right between center and left. Throwing it will be Kirikoff, and that will put Garrett Wright on first base for the Falcons' first hit of the day.
There we go. I like that. I like that approach there from Wright. You're down a run early. Jump on the first pitch you see. He saw it really well. Able to get it down into the gap there over in left center field, and he's standing on first base. Now DJ just has to work on making sure he doesn't put this one on the ground, or at least if he does, make sure it's a worm burner or far away from any defender.
And Jones is going to immediately check on Wright there. He's going to throw over to the first baseman, Klotz. First pitch by Jones is going to be low and in the dirt for Newman, so he's going to start with a 1-0 count.
And the thing with a lot of these kids in the Mid-American Conference, obviously most of them come from the states at the schools where they're in. So, obviously Kent State, Bowling Green, both Ohio.
As Newman's going to fly this one up, will it remain in play? Going out for it will be Micah, and he will make the snag. Wright decides to stay put on first, so that will be the second out. That will be a fly out by DJ Newman, and sending up big old Brady Birchmeyer. Brady Birchmeyer, a sophomore. He is the leader in the MAC right now in RBIs, an absolute slugger. He's got a .352 batting average, .676 slugging. First pitch will be a swing and a miss. Just a bit high, but he
swung so hard he lost one hand and hit himself in the back with the bat.
I'd hate to be a baseball in that situation there. Baseball got a close miss. Jones going to check on Wright again here as the throw to first is on time. Wright diving down to hit the bag.
Check on him again.
Yet again.
And back to what I was saying, I mean, you think, most of these kids are from the great state of Ohio, so they've all, grown up playing against each other or with each other on their travel ball teams and things like that. They're all, and as a third straight pickoff attempt is a little bit closer than the last two.
I mean, that one was very close. Good diving there by Wright to save it, but he was a hair short. That might have been the third out of the inning. Pitch by Jones. He will actually opt to throw to the catcher here, as it will be a ball low and in the dirt outside. 1-1 count. And yet again, checking on Garrett Wright. That's gonna be his fourth throw over the first base.
And I mean, looking at it, it's not like Garrett's really that big of a threat to run. He's only got 3 stolen base attempts so far this season.
And just like that, Wright is going to go for the steal.
I think they'll score that one a pass ball, so Wright will get up to second with ease.
Birchmeyer standing at a 1-2 count. The new Lothrop, Michigan native. He's 6'3", 242 pounds.
This guy was built to be a first baseman. This guy was built to be a cleanup hitter.
And in a great spot as he's going to look that one down, but he will go down looking as the Falcons are unable to hit pay dirt here at the bottom of the first. They leave one runner on second base. That will be Garrett Wright. In just a second, we will be back where Kent State will get another crack at the baseball. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to Falcon Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Softball's Peyton Steffes is this week's Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Week. Against Buffalo in the first MAC series of the season, Steffes went 7 for 11 at the plate with 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored, and a stolen base. She also played fantastic right field for Bowling Green, making no errors on her 6 made plays. She has stepped up into a much larger role in 2025 than in 2024, starting 25 games for BG this season compared to 27 games played total last season. Head coach Michelle Gardner has inserted the sophomore into a major role this season and says she challenged Steffes to be better. She was on fire last weekend, and it was awesome to see. This has been your Falcon Media Sports Network Athlete of the Week.
for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Top of the second here at Stellar Field. I'm Chaz McNeil, joined by Reese Patricas. And Reese, Kent State shot out to a early 1-0 lead with a solo home run by Yatsik. As the second batter of the day, DJ Newman will remain on the bump, and he will face off against Brody Williams. The first pitch will be high and inside, right towards the face guard of Williams. Williams, a junior with a .333 batting average. He's got 54 at-bats, 18 hits with 16 runs. Pitch 2 will go just unable to hit that corner, as we'll have another righty-righty matchup. Taking his time is Newman. Newman will toss it. It will be off the bat, back towards the right side, right past, my shoulder, Reese, at the broadcast.
I think I heard that one whiz on by us as it took off, but it looks a little bit, let this pitch go.
And we're going to get a grounder here by Williams. That one will dribble right in front of Gannon. Gannon will make the throw to the cutoff man, who is, in this case, Antillian. And just like that, Brody Williams will end up on first base for the second hit of the day for Kent State.
Yeah, and that was a good hit there. He was able to squeeze it right through the hole there between Sloan and Antillian, get it out into the outfield, and held up at first base. But you can't complain about that. You got one on, nobody out.
First baseman Hunter Klotz will take his stance. Newman's first pitch. Unable to hit the zone there. Tried that top corner. Just missed it by a smidge, as Williams showed like he was going to steal. Ended up pulling back last second. Pitch number 2 for Newman here. It's going to go inside. Is it going to hit? It doesn't look like it, but we will get a steal attempt by Williams. And he's going to settle down there on second base. Thought about going to third.
And they're going to score that one, a wild pitch. Just got away from Newman there a little bit. He looks a little timid out there on the mound. He's been pitching away from the right-handers, and he's been missing high and inside as well against some of these lefties. So he just feel like he needs to be a little bit more aggressive, maybe a little scared after that home run he let up last inning.
I was just about to say that, Reese. That's the tough part about being a pitcher. Half of the game is just the mentals, and to give up a homer that early, even though it's a one-run homer, you got to kind of resettle yourself back in. You work all week to get ready for this game. And then Newman's going to paint that one inside, and that will be his first walk of the day, as he will send over Hunter Klotz to first base.
Now Kent State's got 2 on, and that was just a simple 4-pitch walk. Klotz didn't even have to bring the bat off of his shoulder outside of trying to get out of the way of that ball that came inside on the 2-0 pitch.
The left fielder, Alejandro Covas.
Alejandro Covas is next up, the first baseman, junior with a .292 average. He's just got 1 homer on the season. And there, Newman will end up finding the zone.
And I'm going to give credit to Garrett Wright behind the plate there. That was a pretty good frame job. That looked like it was a bit out on the outside edge, and Wright was able to pull it back in and convince the umpire it was a strike.
That's something Garrett Wright doesn't get a whole lot of flowers for, as this ball will go in the dirt. Wright doing a good job of corralling it.
Wasn't letting that one get past him. He's already let that wild pitch past him, just trying his best to stay in front of it and ensure that no more base runners get any more free advancements.
And especially with runners on second and first, that would have been a tough look for the sophomore. Newman there, right down Main Street for strike number 2. It's a 1-2 count for Alejandro Covas, the sophomore left fielder. Covas just a .283 on base percentage, and we're going to see Newman step off the rubber here. And we mentioned this at the pregame of the show, but the wind is blowing. It's pretty strong right towards center field. And another good job there by Wright to keep it in front of him as Newman's pitch will go down again. So it's 2-2 count.
Williams thought about taking off for third there, and Wright had to kind of look him down. He got caught like halfway between second and third, and he made the smart decision to trot back into second base.
Swing and a miss there by Calvas. That'll be strike number 3, resulting in the first out of the inning for DJ Newman.
And now you got that first out of the inning. You got to get back correctly into your mental. You've looked a little bit scared out there on the mound. Now get back into it and put these next two guys down and get your offense back out there to even this game back up.
And Ripken Reese could be the guy to do it. A 195 batting average. He's got 2 home runs, no triples, 2 doubles. He's got 8 hits for 5 runs, just 3 RBIs. This first pitch is going to slink inside right towards the knees of Reese for ball number 1. Thought about it there, and maybe Reese should have swung there. That will be a first strike of this at-bat. It's a 1-1 count, 1 out, 1-0 lead for the Golden Flashes. Newman's going to look back to second base, and that's just going to dribble off the knee of Ripken, and he will take first base. Bases loaded, 1 out, and up comes their close-off guy, Brady Marshall.
The shortstop, Brady.
Marshall playing short today, batting .263 on the season. Just his 6th start of the season. He's got 5 hits, 19 at-bats, 1 triple, 4 ribbies.
368 slugging with a 364 on base. Anything for Kent State right now would be a positive.
Got the bases juiced, and you got a freshman up who's really just starting to get his feet wet.
Swing and a miss there by the freshman. Bit a little too much off there on that one. Just dipped a touch below that ball. And then kind of a shovel swing there as he dipped down, maybe trying to unearth the base right below his feet. And
you got 2 pitches and 2 swings, so I mean, I would anticipate that maybe he's expecting what's coming, but
that one's going to dribble down in front of Wright again. Garrett Wright having to kind of play goalie almost, not letting anything get past him there.
I think there he just went right back to the well 3 straight times. He got 2 swings and misses on the prior 2. And that time he just missed a tad outside.
And there Newman will try, and he tried there, but just was unable to hit the zone. Just kind of got to lock that trajectory right back up.
For the bottom of this inning, I'll have you probably just hover so you can see. I have to play with the levels of...
And a swing and a miss for the payoff. Will keep the bases loaded, and with 2 outs, up comes their leadoff guy, Micah Kirikoff, the freshman center fielder who in his last at-bat had a strikeout. So another guy that is prone to swinging that bat.
And I think for Kent State, this is we're getting to the spot where you have the guys at bat, where, you know, the guys you want at bat is the first pitch right down the middle for a strike. You got the guys who are up, who you want to have up. Kirikoff, he had that strikeout in the first inning, but he's batting .294 coming into today. So you've got a guy who's able to make contact with the baseball.
And if you're Newman in this situation, the biggest win would be to get out of this inning without a score. And he first pitch is a strike, second one, he tried for that middle part of the zone towards the bottom, just dipped right below that, so it'll go 1-all on the count. And this one will dribble down, swing, and a toss over by Newman to Birchmeyer for the 3rd out. And DJ Newman, he looked like he got himself into a little bit of a trap there and managed to get himself out of a sticky situation. So the Falcons escape scoreless out of the top of the second. They now get a chance to answer back. We will be right back for the bottom of the second inning right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Ever wanted to hear what a BGSU coach or player says after a game? Head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel to watch post-game press conferences for all BGSU home volleyball, soccer, football, hockey, and basketball games.
Welcome back here to Stellar Field. I'm Chaz McNeil, joined by Reese Patricus. It's the bottom of the second inning here in Bowling Green as the Falcons are down 1-0 to the Kent State Golden Flashes. Up to bat will be Sam Seidel for his first at-bat of the day. Seidel against Dayton on Wednesday went perfect. In all of his plate appearances, he managed to reach base either in a ball or a hit, or either in a walk or a hit. So now he's trying to keep that streak up. And one of the better on-base guys on this Falcon roster, Reese.
Yeah, and Seidel, this is kind of a big moment between Jones and Seidel. The two grew up playing travel ball together. I was down talking to Jones's parents, and they said that the two were best friends back when they were younger. So kind of a big at-bat here for both of these guys that'll probably have some bragging rights tied to them.
Opening pitch for Jones will go down the middle for Seidel. Second one, Seidel will fly right up towards the stands, right towards the family section of the stands, as that will be a 0-2 count early for Seidel. And we mentioned the on-base numbers, and, I mean, man, this caster's curse is getting us early, Reese.
Yeah, everyone, you talk to people and they say they don't believe in it, but there is certainly some truth to the sportscaster's jinx.
And the payoff pitch there by Jones way up high for ball one, so the 1-2 count. Swing and fouled behind him is Seidel, so he's going to stay at a 1-2. Still no outs.
This is a big opportunity for Bowling Green. Newman loaded the bases, or I guess I should say Kent State loaded the bases on Newman, and he was still able to get out of it. You leave three guys on base, you get out of the top of the second inning, and now you have an opportunity to tie this game up because you don't allow any more damage there in that last half inning.
And there we will see Jones try and tuck that one just towards the middle portion of the outside and was unable to get out his best friend just yet. This pitch will be swung out and way out of play. That could have gone yard if you actually got the trajectory on it.
That was a hot shot, but he was just a little bit too early on it, pulled it foul off to the right.
Still 2-2. Great job battling here by the junior. Seidel going to take that one far inside for the 3-2, so it's a full count. The payoff pitch. Jones taking in the moment and the payoff. That one's going to be flied up. Will it be able to be fielded or will it go outside? That will drop right into the Falcon dugout for no result. So we're going to do it again at a full count.
He's making contact with the baseball. He's just been a little early, a little late, a little under it. And we've kind of seen that outside of just a couple instances. You got the Garrett Wright single, you got Yasik's home run, and then you got Williams' single. Outside of that, it's really just only been slight contact or you've been early on. It's never really been, outside of those 3 hits, solid contact with the ball.
Pitch by Jones. That one will be way upstairs for a walk. That's the first walk of the day for Jones, and Seidel will take the base against his buddy.
So Seidel wins round 1 of the battle between these two buddies, and that'll bring up Caden Parker, who started relatively warm. He's batting 259 in 16 games, the 17th game being played today, 14 of 54. 1 long ball, 13 batted in this season.
And first pitch, that's going to be swung on and tipped foul. That's going to hit home plate and just bounce outside for the 0-1 count. The Westland, Oregon native transferred into Bowling Green 2 years ago. Pitch there far inside. Great job there by Parker to avoid getting smoked in the elbow.
That was very close there. Parker, it felt like he only had a split second there to get out of the way.
Parker hit by a pitch last game against Dayton. That was nearly overturned. Home plate umpire said it didn't hit him. Pleading his case, eventually got it. There almost had a repeat. And now at the 1-1 count, here's Jones. And we will see Seidel go for it. He's going to dive down and slide, and he will be safe. Unable to get him out there. Reaching for it is the second baseman, Ripken Reese, who is just a touch late there.
Yeah, Seidel saw that ball in the dirt, took off. He's got really good. Usually has really good speed. This year, only 2 of 3 on stolen base attempts. Now make that 3 of 4.
2-1 count is Jones, and just like that, did that hit him in the face mask? No, nearly popped him there.
That's the second time now we've seen Jones come a tad too far inside, and that time it was a little high and inside, almost clocked Parker right in the noggin.
3-1 count. Jones inside again for his second straight walk, second walk of the day, and Parker will take the bases, putting Bowling Green in a great position to try and get a run here, as up will come Garrett Sloan, the sophomore third baseman, who has been a very sizable transfer coming in this past season.
Yeah, he's been pretty good too. 12 starts, 15 games played. He's 11 of 51. He's got 4 RBIs. It looks like he really makes his money on the base pass. 2 of 4 on the season running in stolen base attempts, and also plays that hot corner.
And we're going to get a meeting here at the mound. Nobody warming up in the Flashes bullpen, so this is just going to be a quick mound meeting.
Just clear the head. You got back-to-back walks, and you got nobody out.
And now, I mean, you're getting into a part of the Falcon lineup that isn't the heaviest hitters. You've got Sloan, Ganun, and Antillion, your next 3 up, with no outs. And that's a 216, 327, and 241 average all between them.
Yeah, I think the odd one out of the bottom part of this lineup is Ganun, who injects some juice into the bottom third of this lineup. You mentioned 327. He's got 3 long balls, 9 RBIs this year, slugging .577. So he injects some juice, but between Sloan and Antillion,
Sloan's going to go for a bunt here. That one's going to pop up over our heads. Reese, why didn't you catch that one?
Because there's a roof over my head.
I just don't think you wanted that one enough. I'm going to be honest.
You're right. I just didn't want it.
So starting early with an 0-1 count, that was a savvy play there by Sloan, just trying to get some movement on the base paths. Showing bunt is Sloan.
First baseman creeping way up.
That one's going to go foul again, so quick 0-2 count.
Now Sloan's practicing that swing, probably getting ready to finally swing at one.
With this team, though, Reese, you never know.
That is very true.
Third straight bunt attempt. And he's going to show bunt. And he's going to pull away just last second. as that ball is almost gave him a haircut right above him.
And looking back to that Akron series, I mean, we saw the suicide squeeze be played, and it worked really well to the Falcons' advantage. So, and he's showing punts again.
He's going to take that one and foul, so he will be out. And so Garrett Sloan will march back to the dugout, but no advancements made as well, as both Sam Seidel and Caden Parker will walk back to their respective bases.
And that's the downside of 4 straight bunts is you're going to probably take 2 off your bat, and then odds are if you try and put on the run and bunt, you're going to end up putting one into the dirt foul, and then you're going to have to go take yourself back to the dugout.
You mentioned Ganun is a heavy hitter. Jones there trying to keep it outside of his reach, put it a bit too low. And it's going to be a 1-0 count for Jones. Going to start behind by 1. Jones looks back. We're going to get a steal attempt by Seidel. The throw will not go. Seidel will make it to third base. So now runners on the corners for the Falcons. 1-1 count for the senior Gavin Ganun.
Seidel with 2 stolen bases this half inning. He was able to make it over to second with ease, and no throw required to make it in at third base. So 1-1-1s across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down in this half inning.
And Reese, Falcons are 9-2 when they are the second team to score in the game. We're going to get a swing and a miss here by Gavin Ganun. He's unable to size that ball up. It's a 1-2 count. And Kent State right now, they struck first. They struck a solo homer, as we'll get a throw over at Caden Parker at first base, fielded by Klotz. Runners remain on corners. 1-2 count, the payoff, and that will be fouled high and back by Ganum. We'll do it again at 1-2.
Again, we're seeing contact being made. It's just either too late or you're not on top of the baseball enough, and it's either going back or you're pulling it.
I'm going to get another throw. Jones, Reese, you grew up with this guy. What's up with the throws to first base?
Listen, I didn't play much baseball with him. The only time I played baseball with him was, I believe it was Easter of 2019, and my team won. He wasn't on my team. We won with not a lot of sluggers. And him
Parker's going to go. The throw will be easily fielded. Will the tap go? Yes, that will be an out on Caden Parker, and that was a great opportunity there. Great throw by Williams over to Ripken Reese for the out. Now just a runner on third with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. So
you lose your second runner, you lose the guy on first base, but the key here is you still have the guy on third base. So really, all you still just need a single, and you can knot this game back up.
And just like that,
and instead we'll feel the breeze from up here.
Swing and a miss by Gavin Ganum will send us to the top of the third. We'll be right back right here on WBGU 88.1 FM. Don't go anywhere.
Falcon women's tennis heads up I-75 to battle Toledo on Sunday, March 23rd at 1 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
The morning show on WBGU FM is brought to you by the Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce. For more information, contact The Morning Show at themorningshow@bgchamber.net. Send them any programming suggestions or information you might have. They are always looking for show ideas and guests. To have your birthday or anniversary announced, email or call the Bowling Green Chamber of Commerce at 419-353-7945. The Morning Show on WBGU.
Welcome back here to Stellar Field as the Falcons unable to knot things up at the bottom of the second, and now they're going to have to play keep away from the Kent State Golden Flashes. I am joined by my broadcast partner, Reese Patrikis. I'm Chaz McNeil. Reese, what is the number one thing that stood out to you right now that Kent State is doing, either offensively or defensively?
Yeah, I think offensively they're just not afraid to swing the ball. I mean, we saw back in that last half inning, we saw Garrett Sloan lay down 4 straight bunt attempts, and I feel like Bowling Green's just been maybe a little bit scared outside of Garrett Wright, who swung on the first pitch, to swing at the ball. And so, I think Kent State's done a really good job of trying to put the bat to the ball. And then on the other side, I think on the mound, I think Gavin Jones has done a really good job of being aggressive with his pitches. We've seen DJ Newman, who's kind of been trying to paint the outside, and Gavin's just been coming inside and trying his best to either make these guys make Bowling Green see something that they think they like, and then have a last second, have the ball drop out at the last second, or just trying to blow it right past them.
And Reese, speaking of pitchers, we are going to have an early pitching change here as Ty Roeder will take the mound for the Orange and Brown. Roeder, a transfer this past season to Bowling Green. His first pitch will be right down Main Street for strike number 1, and he is matching up against Yatsik, who had the solo homer last time he was up. Off speed by Roeder's going to go way outside. Good job keeping it up by Garrett Wright. The 1-1 count. Roeder yet again trying to get a curve going there. Unable to. Just bending it right outside.
And a little scary with Newman. He only pitched 2 innings, and he threw 44 pitches. Wasn't able to really get the job done effectively. And you can blame it a lot on that last inning there where you had 3 guys reach base for Kent State.
Roeder going to walk the first guy he sees, just unable to get to the zone there. The past 2 pitches, one was touch low and the other nearly bent the corner, couldn't quite get there. So we will see Yatsik take the base. And next up will be Jake Casey. And that means that the line on DJ Newman has officially closed. Do you want to go through it for us, Reese?
Yeah, so after making it through just 2 innings, throwing 44 pitches, he allowed 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned with a walk, and he did strike out 4. So a good little number there at the end to kind of brighten the day.
Not the worst day, and also he got out of that second inning in a pretty big jam. First pitch by Roeder will be a strike in the top corner. This one he tries to tuck inside just a bit too close to Casey. Yatsik faked the steal attempt, tried to bait the throw, wouldn't get it, and we are at a 1-1 count.
But also now with Bowling Green, not a great situation to be in the sense that it's the 3rd inning and you've already had to turn to your bullpen on a Friday game. Friday you expect.
And that ball will be popped up and it will be gone. That ball will hit the trees, and Jake Casey with the 2-run home run to put the Golden Flashes up 3-0 on the MAC leading Orange and Brown Falcons at their home turf at the Stellar Field.
Yeah, he liked what he saw there on that 1-1 pitch. He jumped on it, and he took it for a ride, taking it all the way out over that right field wall, right over the top of Caden Parker. And now we've got a 3-0 ball game, and Bowling Green with just 1 hit compared to Kent State's 3, and they've made 2 of those 3 hits count quite a bit.
Now we've seen both pitchers let up home runs, and the thing about, we didn't really break this down before, Ty Roeder, 3.86 ERA. He's given up 23 hits, and that will be another one. That one will go high. Tack is looking after it, and again, that will be fielded. It looked like that one over the fence for a second was blocked by the netting there, but that will be snagged by the right fielder, Caden Parker.
And an pretty acrobatic attempt there. That one, he was running back, had to just kind of stick his hand up, able to find the ball. and put it away for the first out.
I will say, I got tricked. I saw the pole, and the ball disappeared. It was like the cup game where they move the cups around. Didn't know. So now Ty Roeder gets his first out. This ball will tuck itself right in the bottom corner on the outside for strike number 1, 0-1 count. Roeder trying to get out of this inning without any more damage allowed.
And the thing with both of those home runs is at least you can say you got him out of the way early. With Newman, it was just the second batter he faced, and then it's also the same with Roeder. He got it out of the way with the second batter he faced. So you can hope and pray that it's out of their system for now, and we won't see any other blemishes like that for the rest of his appearance.
That the 4th home run allowed by Roeder and his 24th hit, as Roeder will try and spin that ball in, unable to. It's a 3-1 count. The payoff pitch for the walk up to bat is Solitaria. Or, no, excuse me, that's Williams. Williams is going to ground this one out. Diving attempt, that's going to bobble out of the glove of Sloan. Sloan couldn't get a grip on that.
We're going to see how they're going to score it. It was in and out of the glove of Sloan, but it was a hot shot to third base. So we'll see if they call it a single or if they call it an error. It looks like they'll stick it with a single.
Yep, they're going to leave that at a single. So it's a clean hit there by Williams. So back-to-back hit singles for Williams.
And now you've got an unfavorable matchup here. You got the lefty batter versus the righty pitcher. So got to make sure you're not hanging anything over the plate.
Up is going to be Hunter Klotz, the first baseman. He's going to look this one in for another ball, so it's a 2-0 count.
Last time up, Klotz took a 4-pitch walk back in the last inning.
Roeder checking on Birchmeyer at first base, decides not to throw. He's going to send this one down. He will find the zone there for his first strike of this at-bat. It's 2-1 with an out.
That's just the first strike thrown to Klotz in his 2 at-bats.
And there we will see another ball. Very hard to find the strike zone on Klotz, who stands at a 6'3". Roeder for the payoff. Will find the zone there, so we will have a full count here with a runner on first.
All right, you got behind it a little bit. You got behind 2-0, able to find the zone on one pitch, lost it again, and now you got it filled back up. Got to find your perfect pitch here to throw into this guy. You just got to be careful.
Roeder going to step off the rubber as he sizes up, and looks like we're going to get a balk here. So we will get an advancement to second base by Brody Williams. So now a runner in scoring position with a full count. That changes this inning quite a lot, Reese.
And Kyle Halleck is beside himself right now. He came out to the dugout trying to get an explanation from the first base umpire. He is not happy. The first base umpire, Scott Inman. And Inman gives his explanation, and Halleck, I'm sure he's still not happy with it, but he'll take it and make his way back into the dugout.
It came right as Roeder was kind of trying to readjust himself, resettle himself back in off the mound. The payoff, that'll be flied up. Will it be playable? No. Sloan not even going to try for that one, as it will sail over by the batting cages on the left side. So we'll do it again at 3-2.
The most famous words in baseball outside of "we're underway" or "we'll do it again."
Or play ball. Play ball's a good one.
I guess that's kind of what I was going for there with the first one, but it's besides the point.
And speaking of besides, that ball is way outside of number 34, Hunter Klotz, so he'll advance to second. And Ty Roeder, he's getting beat up a little bit here. One of the big features of Roeder when he transferred in, he wasn't a big walk guy. And now he's let up 2 walks, and most of his action so far this season, he's given up just 4, and he's already given up 2 in this inning alone. And something else to add about Roeder, he's not a distance guy either. Longest is 3 1/3 innings against Akron last Friday. And right there, Roeder will find the center portion of the glove of Garrett Wright for the first strike of this at bat at 0-1 count.
Yeah, I don't know what it's been with Bowling Green's pitching staff today. It feels like they've just been off their mark.
This one's going to dribble right into the glove of Roeder. The double play, it's going to dribble, and he will be called safe. So, believe that will be a fielder's choice there. And we will have an advancement of Klotz as up will come Ripken. Excuse me.
We're going to see
Kovas. Reese had a little staring contest there. Everything all right?
I think it was Williams who was on second, made his way up to third, and then Kovas was able to get in on the fielder's choice.
Yep, and then out was Klotz.
And it looked awfully close there. It looked for a second there like Seidel missed the bag on the throwdown.
And then the throw to Birchmeyer for the attempted double play was just way too low when dribbled. So a 1-0 count against Ripken Reese. Reese will look this one in for a 2-0 count with 2 outs, runners on the corners. And we mentioned with Newman trying to get out of the inning when you're in a bit of a jam. Roeder would probably just love to get this over with, as we will have a swing and a miss as Reese goes down on one knee for that one. Almost proposed.
Yeah, getting ready to pop the question to Ty Roeder there, drop down.
Yeah, I mean, wow. I'm speechless, Reese, I got to say.
I'm really good at that, as you've come to find over the last 4 years I've known you. Is that one just a little bit outside as well? Really, really big struggles with this Bowling Green pitching staff. Their control, they've been all over the place. It's been hard to find the zone today for Bowling Green.
We had a check swing there by Reese. Didn't go. 3-1 count. Payoff. Swing and a miss. So we will go full. And this is the moment if you're Ty Roeder. One correctly placed ball will set you apart right now. You can get out of this inning with minimal damage. Let up 2 on that 2-run homer. But besides that,
a strikeout would be great here, but in reality, all you need is a ground ball.
He's going to check there. He's going to go off the bat for foul. And we will, as you said very famously, we'll do it again at a full count. Kovas there tried to go for second base. Would have gotten there if it was just a normal pitch, but that one went foul, so he'll have to go again. Runners remain on corners, 3-2 count. Ty Roeder. This pitch, swing and a miss, and Ty Roeder will escape with minimal damage, just letting up a 2-run home run as we will head to the bottom of the third as the Falcons' disadvantage grows to a 3-0 deficit. We'll be right back right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Falcon softball stays home to face Kent State in a doubleheader on Saturday, March 22nd. Falcon Media Sports Network's Ben Korek and Henry Koska will be on the call beginning at 1:45 for pregame and 2 p.m. for first pitch on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hi, I'm Jaden Progerio on the women's soccer team, and I'm doing my Falcon 4 favorite places in BG. First would have to be Meyer, second would have to be Juniper, third would have to be the beach, and number 4 would be the fires behind the business building. Thanks.
Hey, it's Reese Patricus, and you're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Welcome back here to Stellar Field. I'm Chaz McNeil, joined by my broadcast partner, Reese Patricus. And Falcons, they are in a bit of trouble here as we've reached the bottom of the third. They are down 3-0 early to the Kent State Golden Flashes. The Flashes so far, they are out hitting the Falcons 4-1. In the pitching duel, it's not been so much of a duel, it's been as much of a showcase for Jones. He's pitched 2 full innings, 34 pitches, allowed just a hit and 2 walks with 3 strikeouts on 8 batters, whereas the Falcons, DJ Newman and Ty Roeder have combined for 3 innings, 75 pitches, 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks and 5 strikeouts, as we will get a swing and a miss here early from number 41 for the Falcons, Gunnar Antillion.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, it's a little rough that BG has to turn to their bullpen so early, especially on a Friday game where you've got usually your number 1 guy out there, and he only goes 44 pitches in 2 innings.
And on top of that, the fact that you've got on Tuesday you went 19-18 in a victory, but your bullpen was essentially depleted for a majority of that game. So now you've kind of got to recover. You don't want to use as many guys, as this is looking like it's going to be a marathon of a series, as Antillion will swing and foul that one towards the Falcon dugout for a 2-2 count.
Just they're trying to jump on top of it. They're just a little bit too antsy, getting in front of everything.
And still, it looks like we've got no action in the Kent State dugout. Jones doing a great job of holding everything down for his 3rd inning. And he'll take this one high and upstairs for a full count. Antillion so far this season, 241 average, 19 games started. He has 20 hits, and they will call a strike on that one and send Antillion packing. And a bit of a shocker there.
Interesting call there, but again, I mean, you can criticize the umpire all you want, but then again, there is a reason he's the one down there on the dirt, and we're up here in the press box. But if I was down there, not sure I would call that one the same way that he did. But
well, if you were down there, you told me off air you'd probably take your cousin Yard if you were on the mound, or if you were above home plate.
I didn't say I would. I just said I have in the past. But that was wiffle ball. He wasn't throwing 95 like he is right now. I think he might have lightened up a little bit for the family Easter.
I don't know. No sources there. So anyway, 1-1 count. TJ Tackett's up to bat. In his last at bat, Tackett's grounded out as the leadoff hitter. And now he's going to start a bit ahead at 2-1. Jones setting his feet, and we are going to see a high fly ball. Is that one going to go yard? It is gone in the face of Micah Kirikoff. TJ Tackett's with a solo homer to keep the Falcons in the game at the bottom of the 3rd.
And like you said earlier, Chaz, Bowling Green is 9-2 when they score a second, so the nail's not in the coffin yet for this team. Tackett with just his 2nd homer, 5th RBI of the year. He jumped on that baseball, and you can tell as soon as that one came off the bat, that one was gone.
And Tackett's Well, I mean, we've mentioned this a couple times. Started a bit slow for the Falcons, but in his past couple of games, he has really heated up. You look at just the past 2 games, back-to-back home runs. And on top of that, we are going to get a quick pop-up by Garrett Wright. And Garrett Wright, all that momentum built up and sucked away as a first pitch swing popped up into the glove of Yatsik. And now it's DJ Newman's turn to try and shrink this deficit just a little bit more. But to go back to TJ Tackett's back-to-back home runs, both for just one, both solo. Or, excuse me, no, he had a 2-run home run. As we'll get a check swing here by Newman.
And with Garrett Wright, who just, again, for the second straight at-bat in this one, jumped on the first pitch he saw. And in the first inning, it worked out in his favor. He was able to pick up a single with it. Second time, straight to the third baseman.
So now it's an 0-2 count for DJ Newman, starting way behind. Jones, with 2 outs, has the chance to quell the Falcons' momentum rather quickly. The payoff, low and in the dirt, struggled to grab it, is the catcher, Williams. Williams does manage to settle under it, but with no runners on base, there's really no hustle or bustle there.
Able to take a sweet time getting that baseball back.
This one will bounce again, so Newman, who looked to almost be dead to rights there, will go to a 2-2 count. Still 1 pitch away from sending the Falcons home with just 1 in this inning. Jones, that's going to be swung on and tipped foul for the survival swing, essentially, there. It was a little bit late. You could kind of tell Newman sized that one up, maybe just a hair late, swung on it, but did manage to get a piece of the baseball, so he will stay alive here, and no better time than right now.
Yeah, and that's, best time as any, I guess. I'm trying to find the right words. I'm trying to find the right words for this situation.
And a swing and a miss will send Newman home. Tried a little bit too hard on that one, just tried to maybe play hero ball just a bit there, and the Falcons will go home with 1 inning. So it's not all lost if you're a Falcon fan. We're heading to the top of the 4th. Falcons managed to score on a solo home run from TJ Tackett's the leadoff batter. We will head to the top of the 4th in just a second. You are listening to Falcon Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Be part of the WBGU team. Volunteer with WBGU FM in a variety of roles, including on-air, promotions, social media, music selection, and much more. Positions are always available to students and the local community. For more information, visit the WBGU Facebook page. Volunteer with Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM, the return to radio freedom.
Back here at Stellar Field, top of the 4th inning, Falcons do manage to score, but they are topped in the 3rd by the Kent State Golden Flashes, who put up 2 runs on a home run, 2-run RBI from Casey. So now we're going to get a bunt attempt here by Brady Marshall, at the bottom of the order, before we get back to the top. So it's going to be 9-1-2 to start the bottom of the or to start the top of the 4th, excuse me, being Marshall, Kirikoff, and Yatsik. Roeder will remain on the mound after getting a little beat up there in his first inning of work. He's going to start, though, in a very good spot. 0-2 count here early up against the 263 batter in Brady Marshall. The payoff pitch will be a bit outside. It'll be 1-2.
And now it looks like Roeder has finally started to calm down a little bit. Obviously, he had that home run back last inning early in his appearance.
He's going to try a bit of an off-speed there, unable to get that one going. 2-2.
Looks like the bottom just fell out of that one a little bit early, and it fell right below the zone. But it feels like he's kind of settled back in after giving up that 2-run blast.
And we'll see a swing. He just manages to tip it foul off the base. And we'll get it back at 2-2. Quick feet there by Marshall to just feel the ball go off the bat and just sprint. And it was close, too. Roeder for the payoff. And he got him right in the top corner. Paints it for the first out of the inning.
And a great frame job there as well by Wright. We mentioned it earlier, and there he was able just to pull it in at the last second there and get the umpire to ring up Marshall.
Almost like a quick stop at the local mall. Stopped at Marshall's there. And so next up, we're going to get the top of the order. It's going to be Kirikoff, the freshman. So far today, he's got a strikeout and a ground out, has yet to record a hit. He has 20 on the season. Roeder's going to start 0-1, and this one's going to go, and he will line it, dribbling it right in front of the shortstop Antillian. That'll be fielded by Ganun, and easily reaching first base and getting his first hit of the day is Micah Kirikoff, the freshman center fielder.
Yeah, and that was a great hit there. That was a hard hit ball right outside the outstretched glove of Antillian. He had to dive for it, and it just barely missed his glove and finds its way in left field.
We've got Hayden Yatsik, who has been lethal. He's made it on base in both of his plate appearances. He's got a solo homer and a walk. And we'll get Ty Roeder throw to Brady Birchmeyer to try and pick on Kirikoff here. Roeder's pitch. It's framed up by Wright pretty well, but unable to get in the head of John Sapphire, the home plate umpire. So it's 1-0. Throwing again. It's almost like Roeder studied from Jones when we had that quick break going from third to fourth. He's eyeing Kirikoff.
Another low ball, right able to stop at that time.
And if you're the Falcons right now, this game is very much in reach. You're only down 2 runs, but one of the keys is, you've got to make sure you can get the most out of Roeder in what will probably be 2 1/3 or 2 2/3 innings around there. That's about the distance he usually takes, as this ball will go inside for 3 straight balls. So it's a 3-0 count. Not a strike to be seen here against Yatsik. And there, just right down Main Street, is Roeder. So it's 3-1. This will be the payoff for a walk.
That was a good pitch there. It just a little bit on the inside edge. Able to trick the batter into thinking it was going to cut in, or also maybe
runner's going to go. That one's going to dribble between the legs. Will we get a double play opportunity here? Great play there by Sam Seidel, sneaking in, tapping second. That ball went between the legs of Ty Roeder, snagged by Seidel. Double play to send us to the bottom of the fourth. It is scoreless for the Flashes in the fourth. We will be right back right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
know Falcon Media Sports Network has video highlights of BGSU athletic events? To see all the moments from your favorite BGSU teams and athletes, head over to the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel or view them on bgfalconmedia.com.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Brady Birchmeyer leads off the bottom of the fourth inning here at Stellar Field in Bowling Green, Ohio. Reese Patrigas taking over play-by-play duties for the next 2.5 innings, giving Chaz McNeil a second to rest the vocal cords. Birchmeyer 0 for 1 today with a strikeout back in the first inning. And Jones back out to work the bottom of the fourth. So far, Jones has been extremely efficient. 3 innings pitched across 51 pitches, 2 hits. He let up that one solo bomb as first pitch is in low. Let up that solo bomb to TJ Tackett, and he's fanned 5 as well, facing 12 batters. Birchmeyer, a little early on that one, pulls it over, bounces off of Bowling Green's dugout, and leaving up the count at 1 apiece. Righty matchup. Jones delivers. Birchmeyer sends one out into left center field, carrying all the way out of the park. And Birchmeyer's going to touch them all.
And Brady Birchmeyer, just a dominant batter. 7th homer for Brady Birchmeyer on the season. He has, you have a breakout player, and you have a breakout player, and then you have a player that just is ready. And that's what Brady Birchmeyer is. He's not a breakout guy. He's just a guy that didn't get as much opportunities. The second now that he's getting above home plate, gone. Absolutely smoked that ball. There was no doubt the second it goes off of the barrel. And just like that, Falcons crawl within 1.
3-2 baseball game here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sam Seidel coming up. He walked his first time up back in the 2nd inning. And you talk about Brady Birchmeyer. Last season as a true freshman, as the first pitch from Jones is high and outside. You talk about Birchmeyer last season in 2024, his true freshman year. In 67 at-bats, he batted .179. He had 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, slugged .313 as the 1-0 pitch swung on and missed by Seidel.
So Birchmeyer was actually a redshirt last season. He didn't play in 2023. So he's been here for 3 years now, and I think that also, you look at the talent that goes through that roster in 3 years. You've got your Nathan Archers, your Jack Krauses, your guys that have developed at Bowling Green, and now it's paying off tremendously for the sophomore.
A 1-1 pitch from Jones outside. Now the 2-1 delivery. Seidel puts one into the dirt, fielded by the second baseman. Throw over to first. Well in time. Seidel goes down on a 4-3 ground out. And that's the first out of the inning for the Falcons.
And it looks like, obviously a ground out's not the most ideal thing in the world if you're Bowling Green. But I will say this. The thing about once you get a couple at-bats, this being the second round of at-bats for the Falcons, you start to figure out a pitcher a little bit. And it looks like Bowling Green's starting to swing their bats on Jones a little bit more.
First pitch to Caden Parker, low and outside. Start the count off at 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-run inning so far for Bowling Green as the 1-0 pitch nearly comes inside and gets Parker able to maneuver his way out of the way. Foul tip back and out of the ballpark behind Parker as the broken glass sound effect plays, or at least hopefully that was a sound effect and not actually someone's car in the parking lot across the street.
I'd say that's my biggest fear in life. That and, sharks, I'd say.
Parker lines one right through the middle of the infield, and that's going to be a base hit for Caden Parker. On base now in both plate appearances. He walked back in the second. Now he's on board with a single. Fourth hit allowed by Jones in 3 1/3 innings, 62 pitches. Now Bowling Green's starting to beat up on him a little bit.
And such a dominant hit, though, by Parker. I mean, not all singles are made the same. And right there, true barrel of the bat by Caden Parker, soaring over the head and just blooping down right in front of the center fielder. That is Kirikov. And Falcons now, you're right, beating up a bit.
Sloan gets into one now. Wind dies down just in time for Sloan to make contact with that baseball. Falls right into the glove of the center fielder, Kirikov. So jumping on the first pitch, flying out to the center fielder is Sloan. 2 down now for the Orange and Brown.
But we've mentioned it several times. The bats are swinging. They're making contact, and the more contact you make, the more likely you are to just get a good sizing on it and send a ball as far as you can.
Throw over to first base. Parker back in time. Gavin Gannon standing in the right-handed batter's box, now struck out to end the second inning. And he gets into one as well, out to left center field. Wind carrying it out, and that's gone to the wind. 2 out, 2-run blast for Gavin Gannon, and Bowling Green, Chaz, is on top. 4-3 ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. Gavin Gannon with the biggest swing of the day so far.
Would you look at that? Gavin Gannon, the number one thing I think people would say about Gavin Gannon, dominant hitter, manages to get himself in slumps at times. Right there, the moment called to him, and he just said, oh, you need a ball over the fence? Here, I'll deliver it to you. Call me FedEx. It was gone.
The shortstop, Gunnar Antillion.
That'll bring us to the bottom of the order. Gunnar Antillion, the shortstop, stepping up to the plate.
Still no bodies warming up in the Kent State bullpen.
I think they trust Jones enough to clear his mind out and get out of this inning. It's a 1-0 count to Antillion. Grounds one straight to the shortstop. He biffed it. And that one should be an error on the shortstop, Marshall.
I mean, he got his glove down in time. He was in prime position and just watched that ball bobbled up in front of him.
And that'll take us back around to the top of the order. TJ Tackett's striding into the left-handed batter's box. 1 of 2 days so far. He had that solo homer in the third inning to open things up for Bowling Green scoring-wise. Watches the first pitch find its way in there for a strike. 2 outs, 1 man on first base. 4-3 ball game. Throw over to first, checking on Antillion. Seen a lot of pickoff attempts in this baseball game.
Tackett's also coming off of a season-high 3-hit game on Wednesday. So already got
that one. Sail in as well, kissing the outside edge. And like you mentioned, he started slow this year, but he really has warmed up as we've gotten into, as the weather started to warm up.
And one of the big factors about Tackett's as well, he's not a strikeout guy. Only 10 strikeouts on the season.
0-2 pitch, low in the dirt. Antillion ran for it. He's in safe with a stolen base. Runner in scoring position for TJ Tackett's. Antillion able to slide in there. It was a very close play over there at second base, able to slide in underneath the tag. 1-2 delivery high. Even us up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3 runs in the inning for Bowling Green. 4-3 baseball game. Wind still whipping as ever.
Massive resurgence by the Falcons as well.
Tackett's going to watch that one sail low and inside. That's going to fill us up at the 3-2. Up to 66 pitches is Jones. Full count delivery, and he walked him.
Now TJ Tackett's back-to-back plate appearances, back-to-back first base
We'll say he's touched first base in back-to-back
from
plate appearances.
From the semi-first baseman as well.
2 on for Bowling Green, 2 down. Garrett Wright striding in. He has swung at the first pitch on both of his at-bats. He's 1 for 2 with a single, back in the first inning, and he swings and misses on the first pitch.
No contact on that one.
Trying to get after it early. That time he just missed on it.
And Wright, one of the highest batting averages on this Falcon roster, second behind DJ Newman. Newman's got a 448. He's got 414. Also, history in the making here for Bowling Green. Garrett Wright leads. He's tied right now for the all-time hit by pitch in a Falcon career at 32. One more would make him the most all-time, and he's just a sophomore race.
Thought about offering at the 1-1 pitch. Was able to hold up and get back in front, 2-1 in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bottom of the fourth, Jones inside, and Wright whiffed on it, even as back up at 2-all.
A lot of opportunities for the Falcons in this inning, but, I mean, you never want to squander what you got, and you've got runners on second and first. Big opportunity.
2-2 pitch. Swung on. Out towards right field, falling fast, and it's going to fall out of play. No one able to get there quick enough. Fell in between 2-3 flashes, just off out of play somewhere to the right.
And if that ball was just probably 20 feet to the left, it's a really well-placed shot, but unable to get it to fall fair. And now, you give the runners on second and first a good run of cardio, though. Keep them loose.
Yeah, the Antillian was just about halfway to home plate between third and home. 2-2 again, Wright swinging into it. This one going to clear the fences off to the right, out by the fans standing by Kent State's dugout.
That one nearly hit a fan.
And we'll run it back at 2-2.
We'll do it again, some say.
2 straight, 2-2 foul balls for Garrett Wright, trying to size up Gavin Jones. Gets that one, lines it in between the third baseman and the shortstop. Coming around third base is Antillian. Tackett's going to hold up at second, so a run comes in on an RBI single from Garrett Wright.
I don't know about you, Reese. I think this Falcons team superpower is just being down.
Yeah.
And the second they're down, they're like, oh, here we go. We got to play. We're done playing on easy mode. Now it's going from medium to hard.
It feels like they're, when you're playing a buddy or even your brother in a game on the Xbox or the PlayStation, and you lean forward in your chair and you feel like you get an extra boost. That's kind of what it feels like whenever a team jumps in front of Bowling Green, is they just lean forward in their chair, and you see that here with a 4 sitting in the 4th inning for Bowling Green.
And we're going to get a conversation. And now, finally, somebody will trot out to the bullpen for the Flashes.
Finally, some action over in that Flashes bullpen, as you just said. Head coach had to come out and have a conversation with Jones, clear his head. He's allowed a 4 spot here in the 4th inning. It's a 5-3 Bowling Green lead. 2 outs in the inning, 2 runners on. DJ Newman up to bat. Swinging on the first pitch, fouled way out.
I will say, whenever I park to go to a game here, I'm terrified. I'm waiting for one day to just see a baseball lodged in my windshield.
That's why I try and park as far away as I can, as close to the barriers they put up. And Jones going to throw over to second base. Ephus over there trying to check on Tackett's at second.
That ball was in the waiting room for a second. I mean, that ball floated up, just a kind of a lofting pass.
0-1 pitch once again, way up in the air, making a play on it's the first baseman. Klotz able to field it, and send us to the top of the fifth. 4 runs, 2 runners left on for Bowling Green. We're going to take it to the top of the fifth. Kent State coming back up to bat. You're listening to BGSU Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Baseball battles Kent State at Stellar Field on Saturday, March 22nd. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavelitz and Reese Patrikas at 12:45 for pregame and 1 p.m. for first pitch on Falcon Radio.
Hi, I'm Edita Wacławczyk and I'm in BGSU volleyball team, and this is my Falcon 4 foods I can eat for the rest of my life. First one is pasta, every kind of pasta. I just love pasta and I wish I was born in Italy. Second one is crepes because I feel like it's a typical dish in Poland, especially sweet crepes. And then cherries, just because they're juicy and really good. And last one is burritos because I like Mexican food a lot. Thank you.
Jake Casey leads off the top of the fifth. Once Ty Roeder finishes getting warm once more, Bowling Green jumps out to a 5-3 lead, thanks in part to a 4-run fourth inning. Reese Patrikas joined by Chaz McNeil to my right. And Chaz, bats really woke up there in that last half inning.
Yeah, that's right, Reese. One thing we did not mention, Falcons, depends on what you call it. Me and Tyler Kavelitz, the other baseball beat, always disagree. But I believe the Falcons did bat around. They started with Newman. They started with Birchmeyer, but they got to Newman. And that you got everybody in the lineup. I understand the argument that you got to go back to Birchmeyer to fully bat around. But regardless, Falcons walk out of the fourth with 4, and they are now in the lead.
First pitch into Casey is a ball. He swings at the second one. That's going to make its way over into the right center field gap. Parker on it, throwing it into the cutoff man, and a leadoff double for Jake Casey.
And I will say, a lot of speed there from Caden Parker. Good ability, tracked the ball well. It was a really well-placed shot there by Casey. Nothing you can do about it. But I like the throw. I like the speed of it. I like the cutoff being there. It was nowhere close to stopping the double, but still very well fielded by the Falcons.
Sawyer Solitaire going to stride into the right-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fly out to Parker. Fouls off the first pitch. Already a man in scoring position. Roeder shot over to the second baseman, able to field it off the one hop, throw it over to first base. Runner advances, so Casey gets up to third, but there's one down in the inning for Kent State.
But that's a very good opportunity for Kent State. You got one out. You've seen that Roeder does have – he's not a very common person to throw up a ball, but he has in this game so far, and if you can just get a runner on a corner or something like that, you're going to threaten very heavily against Roeder, who's already, I believe, 2 full innings in. Yeah, 2 1/3. He's already pitched more than Newman has today.
First pitch to Williams outside. Williams 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. 1 ball, 1 down, 1 on for the Flashes. 5-3 ball game. Kent State trying to pull it back in within a run. Williams fouls it straight up and gets it straight up in the air. Parker coming in on it, able to field it. He's going to try and throw it all the way home. Tipped up in the air by Birchmeyer. And the run going to come in from third base. Casey going to touch home plate on the sac fly.
And that was just great heads-up play there by Casey. The ability to just know that that ball's going to pop up, but you know how fast you are. You know your ability. You know you can get home. And a good throw there, but the fact that it was just above Roeder, I think Roeder could have tried, if he snagged that ball, he could have tried to flip, but still, Casey's speed unreal on that play.
2 down with Klotz stepping in. Klotz 0 for 0 today, yet to truly have an at-bat. 2 walks today in the second and third. Tapper over to the second baseman. Seidel fields it cleanly. Throw over to Birchmeyer. And Bowling Green out of the inning after only allowing 1 run on 1 hit. We're going to send it back down to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bowling Green back up to bat. After this, you're listening to BGSU Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
On November 15th, 2024, BGSU Hockey defeated St. Thomas in a shootout, courtesy of a game winner by defenseman Jack Blake. Falcon Media Sports Network's voice of Falcon Hockey, Ben Korak, had the call of the moment on WBGU 88.1 FM.
And Jack Blake, for all the glory, trying to put this one away with the puck, taking it around, far side wheel, working in with the shot, and he fills it! Jack Blake with the shootout winner! First time in the lineup this season, and Jack Blake is the hero as Bowling Green mobs him.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
Birchmeyer once again leading us back off here as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning. Led off the bottom of the 4th inning with a solo shot. We'll see if he can repeat that effort. Gavin Jones still out there for Kent State. 4 innings pitched, 81 pitches, 6 hits, 5 runs allowed, 4 of those earned with 3 walks and still just 5 strikeouts. For the righty from North Royalton, the Alabama transfer, spent his freshman year down in Tuscaloosa. As Birchmeyer makes himself comfortable in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch behind him. It's awfully close to making contact with Birchmeyer, able to duck out of the way just in time.
Birchmeyer coming off of a solo homer as well. I'm quite frankly shocked that they kept Jones out there, the guy that gave him that home run.
Birchmeyer just a little bit too early on the 1-0 pitch. Pulls it foul. And leaving it back up at 1-1.
Jones almost sent Birchmeyer home with a concussion there. I mean, that was
awfully close to cleaning his clock.
You're seeing a bit of the control issues start to peak out now. He's pushing with power.
There we go. Now he plunks him, and Birchmeyer's going to go take first base.
And we're going to get a meeting at the mound with the catcher? No, we're going to see he's going to just trot back as Williams. Oh. There seems to be some confusion.
Feels like we're kind of caught in between. Williams, the catcher, is about halfway between the pitcher's mound and home plate. And now he'll take back over as the backstop. Sam Seidel striding into the left-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 1 today with a walk back in the 2nd inning, grounded out to second base in the 4th. Righty-lefty Birchmeyer takes his lead off first base. First pitch in there for a strike, just caught the outside edge.
Seidel really turning into just the Sam Seidel we saw last season. We saw a little bit of a slow start, but this guy is one of those players that you do not want to get on first base because in a matter of seconds he'll end up crossing home plate before you know it. And he gets to first base a lot in his career with a .344 this season.
0-1 delivery. Seidel takes it the other way. It's going to fall into left field for a base hit. Sam Seidel on board with his first hit of the day, and Birchmeyer going to take a pause over at second base.
A little interesting there by Alejandro Covas. he looked a little sluggish getting to that baseball, not really sprinting, more so of a jog getting to it. And it looked for a second like Birchmeyer was going to take off and hit third base, but I guess when you're 6'3" and about 240, it's a little hard to get that acceleration going.
Caden Parker back up for his second at bat. Walked back in the second, hit a single last inning, came around to score on Gavin Ganun's home run. Fouls that one off to the right. 0-1 to Caden Parker. Two on, nobody out for Bowling Green. Parker going to watch that one fall just out of the bottom of the zone. Even us up at 1-1. Thought about offering at the 1-1 delivery. Finds a way to kiss the zone. That'll knock us down to a 1-2 count. Still nobody out, 2 on. 5-4 ball game after Kent State was able to put up 1 in the 5th frame.
And it would be a great opportunity here for the Falcons to load the bases.
1-2 pitch is in the dirt in front of Parker. Get us back up. 2-2. Jones checking on second base. He'll wind and fire outside, and that'll fill us up 3-2. And if you're Caden Parker in this situation, you already have a walk and you also already have a single. Are you taking the bat off your shoulder with a full count, or are you going to see if Jones is going to miss outside once more? We'll see here. The full count. Grounded over to third base, around the horn.
That was expertly fielded there by the Flashes. You had Yatsik to Marshall to Klotz. Yatsik to Reese to Klotz. Like you mentioned, around the horn, 2 outs. Still got the runner on third, though, so you're not completely wiped out just yet.
Still standing on third base is Birchmeyer. Garrett Sloan stepping and flew out to the center fielder his last time up in the 4th inning. First pitch in there for a called strike. Birchmeyer 90 feet away from bringing this lead back up to 2 runs. Sloan watches a ball low.
And Jones nearing that 100 pitch mark, sitting at 92 right now. Very impressed by the distance gone by the sophomore.
2-1 count. Sloan thought about offering at the 1-1, held up as it fell out of the bottom of the zone. Jones, the 2-1. Swings, fouls it straight back into the netting. I had to kind of fall back on that one. It looked like it was coming straight for me.
I don't think I've ever seen somebody flinch when the ball is like not even off the bat at that point. That was impressive.
Foul tip back by Sloan evens us up at a 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 1 on base. Birchmeyer on third. Sloan waves at the 2-2 pitch. He goes down swinging. No runs. 1 left on base for Bowling Green. We're going to head to the top of the 6th. You're listening to BGSU Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Baseball wraps up their series against Kent State on Sunday, March 23rd. Tune into Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz and Carter Leonard at 12:45 for pregame and 1 p.m. for first pitch on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Northwest Ohio's community radio station is looking for new volunteers just like you. Join our team of enthusiastic volunteers that help make WBGU 88.1 FM a success. You can get involved in many ways, including on air, behind the scenes, or at promotional events in the local community. WBGU is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Visit our social media pages for more information.
Ty Roeder's still out there as we begin the 6th inning. 5-4 lead for Bowling Green after they trailed 3-0 early. Reese Patrikas, Chaz McNeil sitting on my right. Happy to have you folks along here with us. It's been a great baseball game, great day for baseball. The sun is kind of out. The clouds have started to make an appearance. The wind, of course, whipping as always, as it does here in Bowling Green. As we begin the top of the 6th, Alejandro Kovas leading off the 6th here from Stellar Field.
And Kovas has yet to reach first base. In his 2 at-bats, he was struck out once.
And he was able to find his way into first base on a fielder's choice. First 2 pitches able to kiss the outside edge. And Kovas finds himself in an 0-2 hole early.
And I will say I am very impressed by what I'm seeing from Ty Roeder right now. He's more of a bridge guy, not really a distance guy, but we're seeing him. He's already at 3 innings pitched, and in his career at Bowling Green, his short time here in just 1 season, the most he's pitched is 3 1/3, and that was against Akron. So we're starting to see him pick up a little bit more of the pace, and if he gets 1 out here, he already ties that career as a Falcon.
Kovas fouled off the 0-2 pitch. Looks like he might have taken it off the shin, had to walk it off for a second. And he'll step back in. Roeder gone 3 innings, thrown 51 pitches, 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned as Kovas fouls that one back into the netting behind home plate. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, facing 14 batters to finish off Roeder's stat line. Still going.
A Youngstown State transfer as well as Kovas. He was named the Horizon League Freshman of the Year. Second team All-Horizon League just last season. Transferred from the Penguins to the Flashes. 2 very cool mascots, might I add. Very good transition there.
You ever seen a penguin in Ohio outside of the zoo?
I don't want to answer that.
And it looks like we got coaches out checking on Kovas, bouncing, trying to stretch out. He fouled that 0-2 pitch, or that first 0-2 pitch, off of his leg somewhere.
Might have caught just a muscle, maybe pinched something. And
looks like he's good. He'll stay in after a chat with the coach, and I can assume is a trainer. And he'll stride back in, down 0-2 to Ty Roeder.
Reese, would you rather take a foul ball off the leg or just a straight pitch off the leg?
I think I'd probably rather take a foul ball because at least you can tone it down by a couple tens of miles per hour, depending on who it is, of course. I mean, like, if we're talking like if Paul Skeens is across from me and he's pumping 103, I would rather foul it off. As Kovas does once more off to the right, facing a 1-2 count.
Speaking of Paul Skeens, it's a good reminder that you actually you're a Guardians guy, and
yep.
We actually upcoming we have spring training just about wrapped up, and now
opening day is just under a week away, I believe,
6
for
days.
Cleveland. 27th MLB season opens up as Kovas is knotted this count back up at 2-2. And he sends one the other way. That's going to slide through a hole. Seidel with a sliding stop, unable to get there in time. And Kovas going to be safe at first base. Almost a great web gem from Seidel, unable to field it cleanly at first. Pulled Birchmeyer off the bag and is in there safe.
Roeder's still on the mound. We do have I believe, 2 bodies warming up in the Falcon bullpen. They've got 2 options getting loose as Roeder still tries to get that career high as a Falcon, or tie his career high.
Ripken Reese stepping in. Left-handed batter's box down in the 8 of what I would assume is the basis for his first name. Great Cal Ripken.
Ripken has a first name as well. Very.
I do like that first name, I will say.
It's a. Will we be seeing a Ripken Patricus in like 20 years?
No.
All right.
1-0 count, 1 runner on for Kent State. As the 1-0 pitch is a touch outside. And Reese is going to get ahead 2-0. Righty-lefty matchup. Roeder approaching 60 pitches. That one over-adjusted, found his way a little bit too far inside on Reese.
And we might start seeing this control issue become a pullable problem, as if we see 4 straight balls here to put a runner on second and first, it could cause trouble for Roeder. And he just sneaks one in there. Sorry to steal that call from you, Reese.
That's all right. I stole plenty from you in the first 3 innings, and that one just able to kiss the bottom of the zone and save Roeder from a 4-pitch walk. 3-1 count, checking over on first base. Lined the other way, that's going to get down into left field. That is going to be trouble. Kovas round second base. Trouble with fielding it is Ganun out in left field, and that is going to be a double for Ripley Reese.
And, honestly, it's lucky that Kovas was not looking over at left field, because if he saw Gavin Ganun struggling to handle that ball, he would have been all the way home. And, you got to take the good with the bad, but wow, what a shot there by Kent State. And they are threatening with 2 double runners in scoring position.
Kovas on third, Reese on second, and Kyle Halleck going to stride his way out to the pitcher's mound. I believe we are going to have a pitching change here in the top of the 6th inning. Call coming in from the bullpen. We're going to go ahead and step aside. 5-4, 2-on in the top of the 6th. You're listening to BGSU Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Are you ready to become part of the team? Northwest Ohio's community radio station is looking for new volunteers just like you. Join our team of enthusiastic volunteers that help make WBGU 88.1 FM a success. WBGU is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Visit our social media pages for more recruitment information. WBGU, return to radio freedom.
BGSU softball faces Youngstown State in a doubleheader on Wednesday, March 26th. Join Falcon Media Sports Network's Henry Costco and Ben Korak starting at 2 p.m. for the first game on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Continue the WBGU experience online by engaging with our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to stay connected with the local community and receive information about special events and programming. Like us and share our content to help build the WBGU audience. 88.1 FM WBGU Bowling Green is Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
New pitcher on for Bowling Green here in the top of the 6th. Nobody out. Runners on second and third for the Falcons. New arm on the bump for Bowling Green is Cade Arn. Jazz will let you talk over his stats here in just a second as we prepare for Arn's first pitch of this appearance. Roeder went 3 innings, 64 pitches thrown, 6 hits.
Let's wait on that because his line's not closed just
That's
yet.
right.
There's
That's right.
Runners on third and second.
He is responsible for these 2 runners on second and third as Arn misses to Marshall, and that ball gets away from right. And that's going to bring home one of those runners and knot us back up at 5 apiece. Kovas, the one doing the damage, coming all the way around. Run going to be tacked on to Roeder, bringing his total up to 4 runs for earned. Still responsible for Reese on third. 2-0 count.
And Arn really swinging on that outside portion, threw himself completely off the bump there. He's putting his entire body in that throwing motion. We'll see if he can just hitch it a bit inside.
Down 3-0 to Brady Marshall, able to find his way onto the outside edge and avoid a 4-pitch walk. It's a 3-1 count. Sorry to cut you off, Chaz.
No, you're good. I was actually just about to say, if he can hitch it just a bit inside, that pitch looks lethal.
That time he missed, so it's a 5-pitch walk. And Marshall going to go take his place over on first. Bring us around to the top of the order. Kirikov striding in. Singled back in the 4th. And Wright going to come out to the mound to check on Arn. And that'll give us an opportunity, Chaz, for you to walk us through Arn's stats so far this season.
Yeah, so Cade Arn, he's got an 8.22 ERA. He's got a couple different appearances, 7 2/3 innings pitched. He's allowed 11 hits for 11 runs, 7 of those earned, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So he's kind of a mismatch there. Not a huge strikeout guy and not a huge walk guy either. Just right kind of down the middle. And he's allowed, so far this season, he's allowed 2 home runs, no triples, no doubles. So he does allow the long ball quite frequently. He's stacked up behind a couple other guys. He sits third for the most home runs allowed on the team.
Arn misses his first pitch outside. 1-0 delivery. That one able to find the zone on the off speed. Even us up back at 1-1 to Kirikov.
Arn has seen action in 5 separate games. The most he's pitched is 2 2/3. And that was against Purdue Fort Wayne. He did allow 7 hits for 5 runs in that game. 4 of those earned a walk and a strikeout. And yet again, just another time where he allowed 3 walks in his opening game against Middle Tennessee, and then 1 against PFW.
1-2 pitch fouled back to the backstop. And we'll do it again at 1-2. Still nobody out for Kent State. 1 run scored so far here in the top of the 6th inning. 5-5 baseball game. Kent State out-hitting Bowling Green 8-7, and swing and a miss from Kirikov. And he goes down on strikes first out of the inning for the Falcons.
And you know what, Reese? You know what we forgot to mention that is one of the best parts of baseball? The uniforms. And the Falcons rocking the all-white with the white tops, and Kent State in a MAC favorite, baby blue. It's the powder blue, with the flash on the shoulder. And honestly, very great uniform matchup all around.
And we've already got another pitching change. Arn back to the dugout after only getting 1 out, facing 2 batters. We're going to step aside for another pitching change. We'll be right back here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Grant Balser from BGSU Men's Soccer, and these are my favorite 4 artists. I'm going to start off with number 1, MF. Big fan of his for a long time. Just gets me in my feels a little bit. Number 2, T Grizzly. Great go-to game day artist. Number 3, Young Boy, Never Broke Again. Just like T Grizzly, just gets me ready for game days. And number 4, I'm going to go with Sada Baby, just because that is just... That gets you all over the place. Yeah.
Complement your WBGU radio experience with additional content available online. Subscribe to our social media feeds on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter to receive information about special events, promotional activities, and our program schedule. Stay connected with WBGU wherever you go and return to Radio Freedom. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
Falcons women's tennis travels to face Miami on Friday, March 21st at noon. Falcon Media's sports network's Kevin Hutchinson will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
On September 13th, BGSU men's soccer's Bennett Painter scored the game-winning goal against Northern Illinois, leading to the team getting nationally ranked. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer had the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Gonna win that one initially. Head up again. Wins the second one, however. Back to lane, back to Painter. That one's blocked, gets it back. Painter! Bennett Painter paints another.
Lefty on for Bowling Green here with one down in the 6th. Titus Lotz, the new man on for the Orange and Brown. Chaz, go ahead and walk us through Titus Lotz' stats this season.
Yeah, Titus Lotz, he is a redshirt freshman lefty, as you mentioned. He's a 6'1", 207 from Washington Courthouse, Ohio. So far this season, 193 ERA, one of the better ones on the team. He's in decisions. He's 2-0 win-loss. He's got 2 saves, second most on the team. And he's through 9 1/3 innings pitched, he has allowed 4 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned 10 walks and 8 strikeouts. Hasn't allowed a home run this season with 2 doubles. And, yeah, that I think that'll do it for us for the rundown of Lotz.
2-1 count to Yasik. 1 down, 2 on for the Flashes, as Lotz misses the zone and gets us to a 3-1 count.
And Lotz, he's appeared in several games this season. 8 to be exact. The most he's pitched is 2 1/3. And recently he's seen quite a lot of action. He pitched against Akron on that Friday game just a week ago, and then he pitched just a third of an inning against Dayton. And in that inning, he was the closeout guy, did not allow a single run, just got him out of the inning for the win.
Count runs full on Yasik, and Lotz walks him. And that is going to juice the bases for Casey, the 3-hole hitter coming up. He has a home run back in the 3rd inning, and he hit a double back in the 5th. Not the guy you want to see here in the batter's box with 3 on and only 1 down.
No, you're right about that. And the fact that you've got such a heavy hitter in this moment, it's really up to Lotz right now. It's kind of the make or break where he is young. He's a redshirt freshman, but this is kind of a proven moment. Coach Kyle Halleck does like to put his pitchers, especially bullpen guys, through the ringer at times, see what they're made of. Because we've seen it before, and we will see it again. This Falcon offense can come back from a lot of adversity.
1-1 count after Lots misses low on the 0-2, or on the 0-1, excuse me. 1-1-1s across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down, 3 on for the Flashes, and Lots misses high, makes the count 2-1.
Something that I also think will be a factor and has proven to be a factor in this game. The Falcon bullpen has been dug out since that Tuesday matchup. They had...
Down to second base, 4-6-3, no double play turned. And a run going to come across for Kent State.
That was just shy of being a double play. If that falls, that's a huge momentum change, even for the one run that was scored. Oh, actually, no, because that's 2 outs. That would have ended the inning.
So 2 down now. Lots almost gets out of it, but a late throw over to first base allows Casey to make it in safe on a fielder's choice. Runners at the corner. Lots misses low and inside, 1-0.
Lots just tapping it inside just a bit. And with the runners on corners, we've seen a little bit more control out of Lots, though, I'd say. He's just got to kind of find the zone.
Sawyer Solitaria lines it over to the shortstop. Long throw across, stretching to reel it in. Gets him out just in time. So 2 runs allowed here in the top of the 6th inning. Kent State retakes a 6-5 lead. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Bowling Green up to bat. We'll be right back here on 88.1 FM WBGU.
Ever heard of Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcast on Falcon Radio or WBGU 88.1 FM but don't know where to listen? Well, set down the radio, pick up your phone, and go to bgfalconmedia.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to stream Falcon Radio and WBGU 88.1 FM for all broadcasts.
Hi, I'm Christine Erdman with the BGSU women's soccer team. My Falcon 4 favorite Halloween movies are Halloween Town because I grew up with my sisters watching it, Charlie Brown Halloween because I watched it with my family growing up, Hocus Pocus just because it's enjoyable, and Halloween because it's scary.
Hey, it's Reese Patrikas, and you're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
There's so much more WBGU content available online through our social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Subscribe to our feeds to get the most up-to-date information about the program schedule, show hosts, and upcoming promotional events. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online social media profiles.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
BGSU Women's Golf heads south to Georgia State Intercollegiate on Sunday, March 23rd through Tuesday, March 25th. Falcon Media Sports Network's Sean Connolly will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
Gavin Jones's day is done here in Bowling Green. Went 5 innings through almost 100 pitches, 97, finishing with 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts for the towering righty. As the first pitch from the new guy on the bump is low. Chaz, go ahead and walk us through this new pitcher for Kent State.
Yeah, Benny Roebuck. He's a 6'1" graduate student pitcher. He's from Flower Mound, Texas.
As Gannon flies one over into right field, 3 flashes charging in on it, and it's going to fall in between all 3 of them in foul territory, even us up at 1-1 in the count.
So he's a pitcher. Oh, obviously he's a relief and rotational guy that the Flashes like to use. He missed the 2022 season due to injury, and He's from Bryan, Ohio as well. He, so far this season, 4.97 ERA. In decisions, he's 0-3. He's got 3 losses to his name. In 6 appearances in 12 and 2/3 innings, he's got 14 hits for 10 runs. 7 of them earned 3 walks and 9 strikeouts.
Gannon watches that pitch stride right down Broadway. He's down 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out here as we begin the bottom of the 6th frame. Gannon had that home run back in the 4th inning to really open things up scoring-wise for Bowling Green outside of the solo shot. Gannon gets into another one, but a little late on it, fouls it back off to the right, and we'll do the 1-2 again.
So, Reese, you still paying off payments on your car? Or?
No, thankfully, no.
Good, because I got good news. I think a baseball might have just taken off.
If that's good news, I don't want to hear bad news from you.
Well, it's good news because you're not paying it off anymore.
The 1-2 delivery from Roebuck. Swing and a miss. Scott Gannon to go for it. And he's down with his 2nd strikeout of the day. First K for Roebuck, 2nd for Gannon, and that's going to bring in Gunnar Antillian. 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out looking back in the 3rd, reached on an error to the shortstop back in the 4th. 1 down for the Falcons with Antillian in the right-handed box. First pitch in for a called strike. Early hole for the righty shortstop. Swing in a miss. Fooled him with the off-speed, was way ahead of that one. Down 0-2.
And this is not this Falcons team swinging a little bit more than they usually would. They're not really dissecting at the plate, more so trying to attack.
There we go. Antillian takes it the other way. Going to get down into the gap, right center field. Antillian rounds first base. Chugging for 2. He's going to be in sliding at second base. A double for Gunnar Antillian. 1 already in scoring position for Bowling Green. 1 down.
I think all Falcon fans would be excited if I kept bad-mouthing this team. Because every time I say something...
Every time you start talking bad, good things happen. So if you could, for me, please just keep playing that negative Nancy role.
Well, I will say this. For next up, it's TJ Tackett, and TJ Tackett has yet to have a 2-home-run game this season. And I don't know if it's the most likely thing in the world. 2 home runs in 1 game is going to be very difficult.
Righty-lefty matchup. Back to the top of the order with Tackett. 1 down, watches the first pitch sail outside. Low and outside, that is. Ahead 1-0. No. Bring us back, please. Tackett gets one to fall in front of the center fielder. Trouble with picking it up. Antillian did not see it. He holds up at third base. And Tackett's in with a bloop single to center field. Runners at the corners, 1 down for the Falcons.
And now Falcons on the corners, like you mentioned. And it's been a pretty decent day for Garrett Wright. He's got 2 hit singles and an RBI in the mix of that as well. He has 1 fly out, contact every single time. It's going to be, for Wright, it's almost, you gotta hope he doesn't swing on that first pitch, maybe sizes it up a little bit more, but 2 pretty sizable contacts towards the halfway portion of this game.
And he swings right on the first pitch, sends it out of play off to the right, down 0-1 in the count. He had that RBI single, as you mentioned, back in the 4th inning, as well as a single back in the first hit of the day for Bowling Green, that single. Made it up to second on a passed ball. He's down 0-1 to Roebuck. Great frame job by the backstop Marshall, able to get a called strike on the outside edge, 0-2. Throw over to first. Tackett's back in plenty of time. Righty on righty. Down to 5 seconds on the pitch clock. And Roebuck, the 0-2 delivery. Wright gets into this one out to center field. Trying to get a beat on it is Kirikoff. Throw in will not be in time. Antillian going to score from third base, and we are tied back up at 6 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. A sac fly for Garrett Wright, his second RBI of the afternoon.
And that's really what the Falcons need. You get back out into the driver's seat. You get a 1 run to cross home plate. And now you've got DJ Newman, who's not had the best day by his standards so far, has not reached base yet, 2 flyouts and a strikeout. And it's been a tough day for Newman. He started off on the mound, pitched just 2 innings, and we all know how that ended up turning out for the junior. Let's see if he can turn his day around above home plate.
2 down, 1 on. Tackett's over at first base. First pitch to Newman is a called strike on the outside edge.
And that was a pretty solid strike there. He swings on that one. That could be right in the sweet spot of the barrel.
Throw back over to first. Tackett's back in time. Roebuck trying his best to hold these Bowling Green runners where they lie.
And with how explosive this offense is, can you blame them? I mean, they've got so much depth, the ability to hit. You don't want players getting closer.
And Tackett is caught in a rundown throw over to second, well in time. And Tackett is going to be out at second base. Nobody left on. 1 run comes across for Bowling Green. It's 6-6 as we head to the top of the 7th. Chaz McNeil going to tip back over play-by-play duties. You're listening to BGSU Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
BGSU Baseball looks to continue their 10-game winning streak as they face Kent State on Friday, March 21st.
Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavelitz and Chaz McNeil at 2:45 for pregame and 3 p.m. for first pitch on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Northwest Ohio's community radio station, WBGU 88.1 FM. Like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter feeds for access to special content, program and DJ information, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU on 88.1 FM and online with our social media profiles. Thanks for listening to WBGU Bowling Green, Ohio.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back here to Stellar Field. I am Chaz McNeil, joined by my broadcast partner, Reese Patricus. I will be taking over play-by-play duties for the rest of this contest, and what a contest it has been, Reese. Falcons up 6-5, top of the 7th here, and remaining on the mound is Titus Lotz after 2/3 of an innings pitch. He's just got 12 pitches and 1 walk with 3 batters faced.
And the lefty able to force a swing and miss there. Good pitch in there to Williams to force the whiff. Now it's a 1-1 count. And Lotz has really done a good job. We saw some struggles early from Newman as well. Roeder there towards the end of his appearance.
And then we saw the very quick Cade Arn appearance, just 1/3 of an inning. just got 10 pitches off, so Lotz has already surpassed Arn as he's 2-1 in the count with no outs. Falcons have a 1-run advantage. This ball's going to leak inside, and good thing for Garrett Wright, nobody's on base as that ball passes by him. So it'll be 3-1 with Brody Williams, the junior catcher, up to bat with a .333 batting average.
Williams today, he's
walking.
Right now he's walking, but going into that at bat, he was 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a sac fly, and now keep that 2 for 3 with 2 singles, a sac fly, and a walk.
There you go. So next up is Hunter Klotz, another junior, 292. 48 at bats. He's got 9 runs, 14 hits, 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 home runs. He's going to look this pitch in. It's going to be a little bit too low for John Sapphire's liking. That'll go as ball number 1. And we will get time called. And we will resume here as Klotz will get a couple lucky bat spins in.
Now Klotz showing bunt.
And that'll just pop up and hit the netting right in front of us. Reese, I'm surprised you didn't flinch at that one.
Yeah, that one wasn't coming in as hot this time, so I didn't feel the need. I felt like I probably could have taken that one off the forehead and been fine. So there wasn't as much need for an immediate reaction.
1-1's the count. Runner on first. Lotz the delivery. Showing bunt. Pulled away. 2-1 count.
Good thing Klotz pulled away there at the very last second because that pitch was way outside. And now Arn's behind 1-2. Or, excuse me, Lotz.
And showing bunt, he's going to tap that one down for a 2-2 count. We already saw a 2-out bunt attempt earlier in this matchup by the Falcons. Let's see if Kent State is willing to try the same strategy. As Hunter Klotz is going to show like he's going to make a big boy swing. We'll see what he does. Switches bunt last second. The delivery. Pulls away. Just a bit outside for a 3-2 count.
And that one was a tough one there. That looked like it might have been able just to kiss the outside edge there. Called it foul. Or, called it a ball. And then also, once again, Klotz able to pull away at the very last second.
Normal batting stance. Throw to first. It's more of just a quick check on with number 22, Brody Williams. Make sure he's doing okay. Make sure he's not getting lost from first base.
And that was a close call there. The pitch clock was all the way down to 1 second before Lotz threw it over to first base. Really drawing this clock down.
And that ball will go inside for a second walk of action already here at the top of the 7th, as we will see Williams take his base. And now we are going to see Klotz take the base, and then we're going to see Kovas.
Kovas had a single his last time up. He led off the 6th inning with that single, came around to score. Other than that, it's been rough going for him. He's got a strikeout back in the 2nd, and he reached on a fielder's choice.
And he's going to dribble that one down. It looks like the bases will be loaded on a hit single, ground a ball by Alejandro Kovas, which leaves us to Ripken Reese, the sophomore who has been semi-solid today. He was hit by a pitch. He struck out.
And now the bases are loaded. Nobody is out. And once again, Gavin Gannon out in left field, having trouble fielding the ball cleanly out of the grass.
And that ball is going to be way upstairs for ball number 1. It's going to be a 1-0 count. And Birchmeyer is going to go over to check on Lots, make sure everything's all right. Wright's going to join as well, and we will have a mound visit. There is a body warming up in the Falcon bullpen.
All I can see is that it is a righty. No number or anything else.
You can see that white jersey from a mile away. This is a very obvious jersey matchup. You can tell when somebody's warming up right away, no matter how far they are, with the bright blues and the bright whites. As this throw will be swung on, it will go high. Going after it, it'll drop right in front of Gavin Gannon. They will round the bases, and 3 will go to score right in front of Garrett Wright. And that is a 3-run triple by Ripken Reese. In the moment they needed him most, he stepped up like his namesake.
Yeah, that's unfortunate timing there. You got nobody out. You let up a bases-clearing triple, and we got a ball from the bullpen making its way out into the field of play.
The shortstop, Brady Marshall.
Just everything going wrong right now in that moment. And then we're going to get a quick double here by Marshall, or a quick dribble here, by Marshall, right into the glove of Seidel over to Birchmeyer for the first out of the inning. But it was just a bit too late as Kent State have drawn ahead by 3. It is 9-6 here. As next up is the top of the order. It's going to be Micah Kirikoff.
And a great job on that last play defensively by Seidel, holding the runner at third. Not that I'm saying that Reese was thinking of running, because that was just a weak little dribbler over to second base, but he stared him down for a second, made sure he went back to third, and then made the toss over to first. Awfully easy.
Lots tries to lace it in just a bit inside on that ball, so it'll be a 1-1 count. We're going to get John Sapphire fixing the count. It's a 1-2 count, 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. And Lots again tucking that one inside. On a day as cold as it is today, that warmth coming off of that fastball must feel pretty nice, but maybe a little too close for comfort if you are Kirikoff. He's going to swing on that one. It'll be popped up. Settling under it is Seidel. He's got to chase it. The wind carries it, but he snags it. 2 outs, runner on third, and up will come Hayden Yatsik.
And Chaz, I'd like to know where you've been spending the last couple of weeks if you think 52 is cold.
Florida.
Okay. You know what? That is right. That is true. That's a good point. It's a good point.
St. Petersburg is beautiful this time of year.
I've heard that.
Yeah, from me.
Yeah. That was from you.
Yeah. And I got Vegas next week. What are you doing?
Probably going to be covering baseball.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Yatsik, and we're going to get Coach Halleck is going to walk out on the mound. Don't know yet if it's an official change. I'd assume if you're Halleck, you'd like to get Lots to finish the inning, and then you can maybe bring in a closer like a Penrod or something like that for the final 2.
Although, you're down 3. Is it smart to burn your closer in a situation like that?
That's a good point.
I guess the way to look at it, is with the way that these bats can just turn on at the flip of a switch. Maybe you might consider it, but I don't know. Down 3. you've only been able to put up runs. Really, you've only been able to put up runs in one frame. You've put up singles in two others, but other than the fourth inning, it's a 9-2 ball. You take out the fourth inning from Bowling Green, and it's a 9-2 ball game. So I don't know if I would be willing to do that just yet.
Well, Reese, something that the Falcons do actually do a lot is they will pull the Penrod card in situations, and you're right, those bats do wake up, and if you get just a solid 2 innings, again, Penrod with a 0 ERA so far this season, I think you're right. It is a bit early, but with how deep you've had to dig into your bullpen over the past couple of days, it's looking more and more dire as the innings go on, as the Falcons are down 9-6. It is a 1-2 count as Yatsik takes a chunk out of that ball, but it will go foul off of home plate. It's a 1-2 count with 2 outs, runner on third. That runner on third being the triple hitter Ripken Reese, who had that 3-run moment not long ago.
It already feels like that triple was forever ago. It feels like Reese has been standing over there for half an hour.
I was just about to say that it feels like there's cobwebs building over there just because there's not been much movement in this inning besides that. As it's a 2-2 count. Reese figs the run. This is going to be a high drive going in for it. It'll drop right in front of him. That is Tackett's. And just like that, it is another run tacked on for the Flashes. And we're getting we're getting close to stretch time, and the Falcons' 10-game winning streak is looking to be in trouble here, Reese.
Yeah, Flashes now hanging double digits on the board. That run coming across in the form of Ripken Reese, signaling the 10th run of the baseball game. 4 runs scored in the frame here for Kent State off of an RBI single from Yatsik.
Lott's going to drop that ball in for a strike. It's going to be an 0-1 count with the runner on first. So Reese finally gets to rest on the bench as Lott's nearly painted the corner there, just dropped it maybe a hair short of flicking that corner. And we're going to get a grounder there that's going to go fairly deep into the hands of Caden Parker, and that's going to move a couple of feet there. We're going to see Casey at first and Yatsik at second, as up comes Sawyer Solitaria.
And it looks like Kyle Halleck's coming back out. He didn't pull lots on the last time he stepped out to the mound, but I think this time the result is going to be a little bit different as he takes the ball out of the hands of number 26.
And I really feel like that has to be the right choice in this point of the game. It'll be interesting to see who they bring in. But right now for the Falcons, the number one goal is you got to limit the runs. You've already given up 4 in this inning. Lotz has done a solid job. His day's obviously not done, but to allow 4 runs in just an inning and a third is just not going to win you the baseball game. So you got to make those tough decisions. So with that said, we will get a pitching change, and we will be right back right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Looking for a BG Athletics discussion show? Check out The Swoop, where a rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts talk everything BGSU athletics. New episode.
You're listening to 88.1 FM WBGU. Enjoy local news content starting with the morning show, and stick around for entertainment programs focused on jazz, blues, folk, world music, and so much more. Return to Radio Freedom with WBGU by listening live 24/7, Available locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online on bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back here to Stellar Field. I'm Chaz McNeil, joined by Reese Patricus. We're coming right out of a coaching change, right out of a pitching change, as Coach Kyle Halleck has decided to pull Titus Lotz and instead plugging in redshirt freshman righty Nate Kress from Bowling Green High School. Reese, tell us a little bit about this guy.
Yeah, Nate Kress, not to be confused with the Nate Kress that played Freddie Benson in the hit Nickelodeon sitcom iCarly. This year he's got a 5.40 ERA, 1-0 in decisions across 8 appearances. He pitched 11 2/3 innings. He's allowed 15 hits, 7 earned runs.
We're going to have a pass ball here by right.
That one's going to get away from him.
That's going to be credited as a wild pitch.
Which that's going to be his second wild pitch of the 2025 campaign. Now 2 in scoring position for Kent State. And Kress this season allowing opponents to hit .306 off of him.
And then we're going to see a big swing here. Sounded good off of Solitaria, and it's going to just go foul on the right side. Kress trying to settle back in after that wild pitch. And another time, Solitaria trying to take him deep, gets it foul just on the left side, but nearly managed to line that one deep into left field where nobody would be.
And that's back-to-back pitches where Solitaria has made great contact with the baseball. He was late on it 2 pitches ago, early on it in that time. We'll see if he can square it up.
Kress settling in. All 2s on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Falcons have let up 4 in this inning. 2 runners in scoring position. This is going to be just bounce. Kress jumps up for it, flips it over to Birchmeyer, and that will send us to the bottom of the 7th. It is officially stretch time here in Bowling Green, as the Falcons have a lot of work to do if they want to keep this 10-game winning streak alive, stretch it to 11. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for the bottom of the 7th right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
This is Phil Beskid, BGSU Radio Faculty Advisor. You can catch all the Falcon Media Sports Network broadcasts on our 2 stations, WBGU 88.1 FM and Falcon Radio, which can both be found on bgfalconmedia.com. Ziggy.
I'm Levi Gazaric, a senior tight end, and my Falcon 4 camp essentials are electrolytes, a gallon of water, sunflower seeds, and Nerds gummy clusters. Go Falcons.
WBGU-FM is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Tune in daily for local programming that includes the morning show, oldies, indie rock, children's music, folk, jazz, world music, and so much more. WBGU is the return to radio freedom. Give us a listen on 88.1 FM or online at bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. 88.1 FM WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
leading off for the Falcons after the stretch time is DJ Newman, who has had a tough go at it so far today, has yet to record a hit so far for the Falcons. And in a time they need him most, it would be right now. Falcons down 4, looking to pull a comeback. This is right around the time where that would usually happen. But right now it's a 1-1 count as DJ Newman is facing off against Roebuck for the Flashes. 1-1. This is going to be fouled back right towards my broadcast partner, Reese Patricus, who is joining me.
There was a little motion there after that one. There was a little bit of movement.
I saw the fingers tense up like you were going to grab it.
But this is a situation down 4 runs that Bowling Green has been no stranger to this season. I mean, you just look back to Tuesday in that game against Purdue Fort Wayne. They were down 6-1 and 11-4 at 2 different points in the game, and they're still able to come back and walk it off. So it looks ugly on the scoreboard now, down 4, but there's absolutely no reason to discount this team just yet.
And you're right about that. This team can come back in a flash, no pun intended, as the count is 2-2. Newman swinging on that one, fouled it way back. I've made the same car joke 3 times, so I'm going to stop now, but it's still a valid joke. I'll probably pull it next game.
I feel like that's a joke you can reuse twice per game. I think you got to spread it out a little bit, but I feel like you can use that one twice per game.
Newman's going to fly this one out. It's going to go deep. Going back for it, and it's going to go over the wall by the trees. DJ Newman with the solo home run to lead off at the bottom of 7 to put the Falcons within 3. That is home run number 3 for DJ Newman, who has had a sluggish day, and just like that, the sluggishness is over. And the Falcons are right back in this game, Reese.
He turned the sluggishness into slugging and put that one right over the wall into the forest separating Stellar Field from the tennis courts. And that you absolutely needed that one. I don't think you need me to say that. I feel like I'm just being Captain Obvious at this point saying that you needed that. But now this lead is cut down to 3. And usually what happens with this team is when one bat starts getting going, it's usually contagious around the squad.
And if you're the Flashes, the face you don't want to see coming up next is the big old slugger Brady Birchmeyer, who's already got 6 home runs this season.
And 1 today.
And he's got 1 today. So, I mean, you never want to count out this team, especially when you get to the middle part of this lineup. It is so lethal. But right now, it is a 1-1 count for the sophomore going up against Roebuck. Roebuck so far today has just allowed 3 hits, but he's also given up 2 runs with a strikeout and no walks. This ball is going to go right into the zone. Great framing there by the catcher for the Flashes. That's going to be Williams. 1-2 count. Roebuck to Birchmeyer. Birchmeyer's going to ground this down. Now it'll be fielded. Another mistake by the shortstop. That is Brady Marshall with his second mistake. And Birchmeyer will reach on an error, setting up for another big hitter, Sam Seidel.
Doesn't matter how you do it. You always, you're never going to complain about getting a guy on base, and you get Birchmeyer on base. Now you got a big threat coming up in Sam Seidel. And Homer here brings it within 2. Obviously, Seidel not the biggest power threat, but he's able to put the ball in play with the best of them on this team and in the MAC.
And now there's a genuine fear about the shortstop over there, Marshall. He's got the team's 2 only errors of the day, and Falcons have no errors. And for Marshall, the Falcons, if they start picking on him a little bit, it seems like the transition from the glove to the throwing hand has really been getting him a little bit today. 1-0 count. This one a bit outside. So first pitch inside, second one outside, as Roebuck's trying to figure out the zone for Seidel.
Some more over adjustment that we've seen quite a bit. You come too far inside, then try and readjust, and you come too far outside. And now you sit down 0-2.
Seidl's going to swing at this one, fly it up. Will it be playable? No, it's going to drift over, and it is going to go right near.
I think that might have knocked FMSN production director Tyler Cavillett sitting over there in the stands.
Yeah, it did. He's looking for the baseball. Well, surely we won't hear about this after the game.
No, there's no reason for him to talk about that at all.
No. Sam hit it just to me. I can hear it now.
It's like he's in here with us.
I can't wait for him to clip this. I'm so excited. All right, 2-1 count. No outs. The pitch by Roebuck. Seidl's going to look at it just a bit outside. Advantageous count for the junior Seidl, the second baseman. And with a runner on first, Falcons poised a little bit. They're only down 3. Seidl can get on base. The tying run would be above home plate. Going to get a quick stoppage of time here as Inn's going to step Seidl. Roebuck not using as much of the play clock as some of the other pitchers. And that will be ball 4. So we will end up seeing Birchmeyer go to second base and Seidl heading over to first. Falcons still have no outs. And three big plays in a row.
Second walk of the day for Seidl. He's now 1 for 2 with a single, 2 walks, 2 stolen bases. Came around to score in the 5th on that single. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change for the Flashes. So I'll kick it back to you, Chaz, for the outro.
Yeah, so if you, for some reason your ears turned off in the past 2 seconds, there is going to be a pitching change. We will be right back right here on WBGU 88.1 FM. Don't go anywhere.
BGSU graduate Jason Jackson from the Miami Heat here. Make sure to tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m. on WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
Return to Radio Freedom with 88.1 FM WBGU. Northwest Ohio's community radio station offers local programming from the morning show to eclectic music shows from a variety of genres and local sports coverage. So keep it locked in right here on 88.1 FM or stream us live 24/7 on bgfalconmedia.com and the TuneIn Radio app. 88.1 FM WBGU, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
My name is Malcolm Johnson Jr., senior wide receiver, and my Falcon 4 favorite NFL teams are the Ravens, because it's in my hometown, the Texans, because Stephon Diggs, and he's from Maryland, the New York Giants, because, well, I love their colors, and the Commanders, because my favorite NFL player is Sean Taylor. Go Falcons.
Things are getting interesting here at Stellar Field as Bowling Green is drawing within 3 of the Golden Flashes after a bit of a pitching malfunction by Roebuck, who walked back-to-back Brady Birchmeyer, Sam Seidl after giving up a solo home run by DJ Newman. His day is over. Tell us about the new guy that is replacing him, Reese.
Yeah, so Caden Leonard. Caden Leonard wears the number 35. He's a very big boy, 6'5", 200 pounds, from Okina, Illinois. Righty pitcher so far this season. He's got a ERA north of 7, but he is coming off of an outing on March 19th against Pittsburgh, which was just on Wednesday, where he went 2/3 of an inning, struck out 2, no hits, no runs.
So it seems like a little bit more of a skill guy that they've got filling the gap here. Probably not going to take you the distance, but going to give you some good outs, as up to bat is Caden Parker.
Got Caden on Caden matchup.
Great analysis, Reese.
Thank you.
This pitch is going to go way outside. Great job saving it as Williams. That could have been chaos.
That was a great backhand pick there by Williams, able to keep that baseball from hitting the backstop and allowing both of the runners to advance 90 feet.
I mean, we could have seen Birchmeyer go 180. As this will be flied out by Parker. It's looking like it's going to be snagged. Yes, it will. That is the right fielder. That is Micah. That is Micah Kier. That's Casey, excuse me.
It looked like their Birchmeyer was getting set to tag up. He did tag up and then got probably about 1/3 of the way to third and then immediately turned back around and stayed at second base. So it's going to go as a fly out to the right field for Parker. Bring up Garrett Sloan with only 1 down and 2 on, Chaz.
Still massive opportunity here for Bowling Green. This is the tying run is Garrett Sloan right now, as he's looking to even things up for the Falcons. Double play possibility here. No, it's just going to be a throw to first. Sloan is out at first, but that does move runners to third and second, both in scoring positions, as up comes what might be a scary sight for the Flashes. Gavin Gannon, who has already hit a home run so far today. On his second at-bat, he had a 2-run home run. If he can manage it again, that would be monumental for the Orange and Brown.
Yeah, tying runs at the plate right now in the form of Gavin Gannon here. He got 2 in scoring position. Like you said, he had a big fly back in the 4th. And this is, at this point in the order, this is the last guy Kent State wants to see here in the bottom.
And one complaint about Gannon that does come up a lot, the streakiness, and we see it right there. He wants that home run ball. He wants to take it yard every time. And sometimes you just got to dissect a little bit. He's going to start down 0-1 count. This pitch, that's going to go behind him, and we will see runners advance. Brady Birchmeyer is going to hit home plate. Thinking about it, right behind him was Seidel. Seidel decided to stay put, but now the Falcons draw within 2. And another wild pitch there that has given Bowling Green a big opportunity. Tying run still above home plate, as you mentioned, in the form of Gavin Gannon. 1-1 count. Gannon, that ball deep inside, and yet again you see that cutting swing, just trying to make something out of nothing. Sometimes you just got to eye it down. Now, obviously, if I was down there, 3 strikes in a row, I'd be walking home, bat on my shoulder.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give as much complaints about that, but I will say, for Gannon, you can tell the apprehension. But there, look at that, poked it right through, in between short and first, and just like that, Bowling Green draws within 1. The Cardiac Birds are alive and well as we have reached the 7th inning, and Bowling Green decided to put on their comeback hat, comeback shirt, and now they are within 1 of tying the match.
I think they call that a rally cap in baseball.
Nah.
Yeah, that was a great piece of hitting there. Got unable to take it the other way, line it straight in between the first and second baseman, allows Seidel to come home, and now just 1 run away from tying this baseball game up.
Was Antillian. Antillian's going to look this pitch in as it hits right in the top of the zone for strike number 1.
Antillian had that double last inning back in the 6th. Looking to repeat some more of that magic. He's also reached on an error to the shortstop.
This pitch by Antillian, he's going to swing on that. That's going to dribble right in front of him. And just like that, a tap will end the inning as the the second baseman will touch second base and send us to the top of the eighth. Top of the eighth. Falcons are still down by 1 run here as we reach the top of 8, getting towards the midnight hour of this baseball game. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to Falcon Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
For all BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.
Broadcasting from the Michael and Sarah Killeen Center on the campus of Bowling Green State University, this is WBGU 88.1 FM, your source for local news, music, and sports. Return to Radio Freedom with Northwest Ohio's community radio station. Available locally on 88.1 FM or streaming online on bgfalconmedia.com in the TuneIn Radio app. WBGU Bowling Green, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Hi, my name is Kate Eigner. I'm number 17 on the women's volleyball team, and my Falcon 4 bucket list places are probably anywhere in British Columbia, Canada, Vail, Colorado in the wintertime, Portofino, and Stockholm, Sweden.
Top of the 8th, right here at Stellar Field. I'm Chaz McNeil, joined by my broadcast partner, Reese Patricus. Reese, you better get that popcorn popping because Falcons have been in for a movie of a game. They are down by just 1 run here at the top of the 8th as pitching has been a thorn in the side of the orange and brown, but it does not matter as the Bats have awoken in the bottom of the 7th, scoring 3 runs. Now up to the bump is Nate Kress yet again after just a third of an inning of work trying to help quell this massive game by the Golden Flashes.
Yeah, Chaz, to stay in the spirit of the season, it is March Madness is well underway. To quote the great John Rothstein, I have my nitroglycerin pills ready.
Okay. Wow. 1-1's the count. This ball is going to sail just a bit low, trying to get that off-speed to fall. Will not 2-1 count. We're going to get a quick hit here. It's going to go into the glove of Antillion and straight to Birchmeyer for out number 1. And that is the execution you want to see for Falcon fans if they want to see a comeback get pulled off here.
Got to make quick outs. That only a 3-pitch at bat before grounding out to the shortstop. Now Hunter Klotz trots in. He's got 3 walks today, 0 for 1. Grounded out to Sam Seidel back in the 5th.
Klotz going to think about sizing that one up. Great framing there by Garrett Wright for for strike number 1, excuse me.
Already the 5th plate appearance.
Swing and a miss there for Klotz. 0-2 early.
Down 0-2 really doesn't mean anything because we've seen on both sides in this baseball game, both sides battle back from being down in 0-2 holes, and you look at it there as that 0-2 pitch is called a ball.
And, yeah, that ball got a little bit of dirt on it as it rolled right into home plate. This for the payoff? No, it'll be low again, so you're right, Reese. 2-2's the count. Payoff still in position for a out.
Staying patient with it.
Kress. And he will tuck it just in on that inside corner for out number 2. Falcons working effectively and efficiently at the top of this 8th inning, Reese.
That was a great pitch there by Kress, able just to sneak it in at the bottom of the zone and then catch Klotz looking for the backwards K.
Next up is left fielder Alejandro Covas, who has been pretty lethal against this Bowling Green team so far today. Kress just tries to sneak it in that middle portion of the outside, unable to get there. Right tried to frame it up, but that was a little bit too swung out on the right side. And that one will end up sliding in for strike number 1. So it's a 1-1 count with 2 outs, nobody on.
Need a good quick inning here. The bats are still hot for Bowling Green. Got to get them back up in the box.
Wright tries to frame it again, will not go, so it's 2-1. Kress has yet to throw a walk today in just an inning of work. He's got 1 strikeout as well from 14 pitches here. That one's going to go off the bat of Covas and way back out. Insert car joke. 2-2. The payoff. Kress off the bat again, right into the pole that holds the netting on the right side of home plate. Payoff still in play. This one's going to be flied up and bloop, and the diving attempt by Tackett won't get there. And Covas will settle comfortably at first as up comes Ripken Reese, fresh off of a 3-run triple that really broke this game wide open.
Yeah, he really got Kent State back into this one. He had that bases clearing triple back in the 7th inning, and that single right there for Covas, that is 3 straight singles in 3 straight innings for Covas. He is now 3 of 4 on the day with 3 singles.
Kress. A bit high there for Reese. John Sapphire, as we mentioned, the home plate umpire. 1-0 count. Kress. Low this time, so we've seen this a lot today with the pitchers, the drastic overcorrection. You go way too high, you go way too low. You go way too to the inside, you go way far to the outside.
Yeah, it's been a brutal zone for quite a few of these pitchers. It feels like they're just missing everywhere that they can right there as Kress misses a bit high and outside.
So it's a very advantageous count here for Reese. 3-0 count. You'll think he's probably going to keep that bat on his shoulder for the next couple of pitches. Kress, the delivery, just a bit outside, and that will send Reese to second, or that will send Reese to first and Covas to second, setting up for Brady Marshall to try and play some hero ball here and bring his teammates home. The freshman with a .263 batting average.
And just when it felt like Kress was starting to settle in, then you see there that 4-pitch walk, and now here comes Coach Halleck. And
there's a couple bodies in the bullpen. I don't see anybody actively warming. I think this is just going to be a conversation.
Yeah. Clear his head. You got one more out to make. And that's all. You just got to clear your head. Forget that those last 2 batters happened. Forget the single. Forget the walk. Just focus right now on who you have in front of you, and that is Brady Marshall, who so far today he's got 2 strikeouts, a walk, and he grounded out to Sam Seidel back last inning. So it hasn't been the best day for Marshall. So this is the kind of situation where you have the guy that you want in the opposing batter's box.
And you've got to take into question a little bit the head of it, too. The fact that he's got 2 errors. He hasn't had the best day above home plate. Is Is he going to try and – now he's got a moment to be kind of the prove-it guy, bring one of your players home. Is he going to try and be a little bit too aggressive? We've seen Kress has tucked it all but inside the strike zone on these past couple of batters. Honestly, it'll be interesting to see what will happen here for Marshall. Is he going to keep the bat on his shoulder or not? Pitch number 1, he's going to show bunt. It's going to go in, and it will go just a bit low, I believe, for ball number 1. And there you go. You see that strategy. They're trying to get just a simple bunt, move the base paths. You can sacrifice Marshall. Well, you've got 2 outs. You want to hope it's a good bunt. This pitch is going to tuck inside, but no, he's going to very, very closely hit the zone there for a 1-1 count.
We've seen quite a few pitches where it's just been absolute nasty paint on the corners and the edges of the zone. It's been a struggle for the most part finding the edges in the corners, but when they do, it is a work of art.
Kress is going to put that a bit high for a 2-1 count. (10-9) is your score right here at Stellar Field, top of the 8th. We're going to see a short little bloop, and a foot on the base by Garrett Sloan will do it for the top of the 8th. Falcons down just 1 run, and the opportunity to put the pressure on the Flashes with 2 heading to the top of the 9th, or heading to the bottom of the 8th. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to WBGU 88.1 FM.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Be a part of the return to radio freedom on WBGU FM. Our non-commercial programming efforts rely on the support of our local community. WBGU offers sponsorship opportunities in the form of underwriting. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back here to Stellar Field. It's bottom of the 8th, and Bowling Green trying to keep that 10-game winning streak alive. They are 9-2 when the opponent scores first. That's exactly what Kent State has done today. They scored the first run of the match in the first inning. Falcons were a little sluggish to get scoring, scored 1 run in the 3rd, then 4 in the 4th, nothing in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and then 3 in the 7th. It's now the bottom of the 8th. Bowling Green getting close to do or die, and Kent State pulling out another pitcher in their bullpen. Tell us a little bit about, well, actually, first let's close off the day for Leonard. He's had, through just 1 inning of work, he only had 11 pitches. He allowed 1 hit, no runs, anything like that. He faced 4 batters. His day's over. Now we got a new guy. Reese, tell us about him.
Yeah, his name is Peyton Carrico. He is a 6'1", 220-pound lefty from Marietta, Georgia. On the season, he's got also an ERA north of 7.11 with a whip of 174 across 9 appearances this season. In decisions, he is 0-1 across 12 2/3 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts, 10 runs, all of them earned.
Up to bat for the Falcons is their normal leadoff guy. That's TJ Tackett's going to lead off this inning. Tackett has a 2-run. He's got a home run. And just like that, he will put a single grounded right through in between the shortstop and second baseman. Neither Marshall nor Reese really knew what to do with that one, and it will be fielded by Kirikov, but a little bit too late as Tackett gets on base early.
Found that hole right up the middle, made some good sound with the metal bat, and I will say there is truly no sound. I mean, you can compare it to the crack of a wood bat, but also the crack of a metal bat is also beautiful. But able to fit it right up the middle between the shortstop and the second baseman, standing on first base now with his second straight single.
Next up is Garrett Wright, who we mentioned. He is just, if he gets hit by one more pitch, he will break the all-time record in a career at Bowling Green State University for most hit by pitches with 33. Right swinging on that one. That one's going to bloop. Is he going to reach? Yes, he will. Tackett reaches over to third. And runners just like that settle in on the corners as up will come DJ Newman, fresh off of a home run in his last at-bat, trying to make that bat pop once again.
And once again, with Garrett Wright, that ambush approach works. This is I've only, on my scorecard in front of me, I've only made 6 marks in reference to balls or strikes. So he's swung at the first pitch on 3 of his 5 at-bats, rather 3 of his 4 at-bats, 3 of his 5 plate appearances. He's been trying to jump on these pitchers.
He's going to ground that one. It looks like a classic double play scenario. They're going to throw it home, try and trap him here, and they will get the tag off. So out will go TJ Tackett, but alive is Newman and Wright. Wright sits himself at second base, Newman at first, and the pickoff, or the tag out, should I say, gets Tackett. So a little bit of a fresh breath if you are Kent State. You stop the score, stop from tying it up.
And most importantly, you get that runner off of third base as your first out. So now with the double play still in order.
Brady Birchmeyer going to fly this one high and deep. Going back for it is Kirikoff, and he's going to make the snag. Trying to get home is Wright.
And it looked there like Kirikoff got a bad read on it off of the bat. He came in for it and then immediately started backtracking as Wright pulls into third base safely.
And you've got runners on third and second, both in scoring position. Next up, Sam Seidel. Sam Seidel, we mentioned, great contact guy, great on-base guy. He has the opportunity. You load the base, then you get Caden Parker, who's also starting to turn himself into a little bit of a slugger.
The second baseman, Sam Seidel.
Now you got 2 on, 2 down, 2 in scoring position. You got Wright on third and Newman on second.
And it looks like we're going to have a conversation at the mound between our pitcher, Kiriko, and the Kent State head coach. They are having just a quick conversation here. I believe they are going to keep Kiriko in. And
yeah, there's looking over at Kent State's bullpen. There's a couple guys over there with their jackets still on. Nobody, they're just loosening up. Nobody truly warming in the pen. So this is just going to be a light conversation between Kent State's head coach and Kiriko.
And same cannot be said for the Falcon bullpen, as there is a body actively warming up. That's going to be, I believe that is Connor Penrod. So, Reese, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. And there is Connor Penrod already.
In my defense, Chaz, not to be that guy, but you did say bring him out for the 8th.
Nah. All right, so the pitch is going to go in towards the knees there for strike number 1. A very deep inside strike on Sam Seidel. The 0-1 pitch will go as a ball, so it's a 1-1 count. Runners still remain on the corners with 2 outs. If Bowling Green can manage to score here, you are in prime position with Connor Penrod, who has not let up a run all season, to try and keep this winning streak, as we will have a pass ball. Down will go DJ Newman Or Garrett Wright, excuse me. That will go Garrett Wright. DJ Newman settles in at third.
There we go. And now you're knotted up at 10. You got the go-ahead run standing 90 feet away as well, with a guy who has, as we've mentioned time and time again, good at making contact with the baseball, good at putting the ball in play. So if you can get even just a bloop single here, Newman, even if he was on second, I would say he has the speed if you're able to get into an alley. He's got the speed to score from second, but he's 90 feet closer. So all you really need is just something looping.
Carrico going to slide this one in. I believe that one they tucked a bit below the corner there. That's normally in the area where they've been calling it today, but that one opted not to. As you mentioned, Reese, both of us not qualified to make those calls. 3-1's the count, and waiting on that one is Seidel. So it's a full count here.
I like the take there. You're up 3-1 in the count. He's missed on the prior 3 pitches. I don't hate that take there. Anticipating it missing low once more.
Payoff. He's going to check. Did he go? He's safe. Sam Seidel will go to first base. Runners on the corners, and up comes Caden Parker, who he's got a pretty good pop to that bat, Reese.
Yeah, so far today he is 1 of 3 with a walk and a single. Came around to score back in the 4th inning. His last 2 at-bats haven't gone his way. He grounded out to third base, and then he flew out to right field back in the 7th inning.
Swinging early is Caden Parker. He was a little bit late on that one.
I think a little bit might be an understatement on that one. I mean, that was a very sharp angle from where he is currently standing compared to where it landed in the net.
Carrico taking his stance. 0-1's the count. Waiting on that one. That will be strike number 2. Parker swung early on that first pitch. Second one right in front of him. Opted to take it. Be interesting to see what Carrico will pull out here to try and retire and save a game-leading run. The throw over to first base, trying to get Seidel out, will not be on time. Just checking on him. Carrico returns to his stance. Parker awaiting the pitch. 0-2 count. Carrico, Parker swinging, pop, snag. And that's going to be a flip over, and we are heading to the top of the 9th, and we are knotted up all here at Deuces. Don't go anywhere. Not Deuces, excuse me, at 10. I got that wrong. Whoops. You are listening to Falcon Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Hello, Falcons. I'm Dontrez Brown. I play defensive line here, and my Falcon 4 favorite TV shows is SpongeBob, Regular Show, Adventure Time, and iCarly. I like SpongeBob because, just growing up, just seeing it on TV, it just made me laugh, and it still makes me laugh today. Adventure Time and Regular Show is kind of a mix. They just always have me laughing. And then iCarly, Sam Puckett is super funny. So, go Falcons.
Fasten your seatbelts, folks, because we are in for a ride in the final inning of a barn burner here between the Kent State Golden Flashes and the Bowling Green State University Falcons. It's knotted up at 10 apiece. Returning to the rubber is Nate Kress. He will be going up against He will be going up against Kiriko. Micah Kiriko, the lead-off hitter. Freshman with a .294 average.
And these are the guys that you want to have up here in this situation. If you're Kent State, you got the top of the order here, Kirikov leading off, Jacek, and then you got Casey at the 3. You can get one guy on, and then you bring in the cleanup man and Solitaria. So this is the situation you want to be in if you are Kent State, because you have, your guys up to bat here.
Kirikov on a 1-2 count, swinging at that one, pops it up behind him. So Kress staying ahead of his first batter of the inning. This is really one of the biggest swing moments the Falcons have had so far this season, besides, obviously, the end of that Purdue-Fort Wayne game, as Kress will try a bit of an off-speed here. It's going to go high. Kirikov, 2-2 count. The leadoff batter is going to watch that one in, and he will be struck out looking. The bat never left his shoulder, and that is one out that the Falcons really needed there. 2 more to go. Right here, top of the 9th.
Now you got Jacek coming in.
Third baseman,
He had a RBI single back in the 7th. He had the home run to lead things, to open the scoring for both sides back in the 1st. Had that solo shot off of DJ Newman.
Kress is going to tuck that one inside. Great little spinner there for strike 1.
And he's drawn 2 walks as well, so he hasn't just been able to swing the bat well. He's been able to see the ball well as well.
A 1 count. Kress is going to put this one in the dirt. Wright keeps it in front of him. And that's been a big factor so far, the catchers. Wright's been able to keep the ball in front of him just a touch more. This one by Kress. Check swing. Did he go? No, they're going to just call it a strike regardless. 1-2 count. The pitch. Way inside. You can feel the heat off of that ball. It's 2-all.
It feels like there's been, when pitchers are missing, they're missing high and inside. There's been a lot of occasions where, especially for Bowling Green hitters, they've had to duck out of the way numerous times.
Chris is going to put that one just a hair low for a full count. The payoff pitch incoming. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen here with Jacek. Is he going to take the bat off his shoulder? Is he going to swing? Or is he going to eye this one in? The payoff pitch by Kress, high and way inside. And that will send Jacek to first base and sets up for Jake Casey, the right fielder, to try and bring him home.
Casey also with a home run back in the 3rd. He's a triple shy of the cycle right now. He had a single back in the 7th, a double back in the 5th, and then that solo shot in the 3rd. So a triple here gives Casey the cycle.
The hardest thing to hit in baseball. Kress tries to paint the upper outside corner, unable to get there.
And here's a situation where you have to be careful because the advantage here is in the direction of the batter here in the lefty-righty matchup.
And Casey's a smart slugger, too. You don't want to leave something in front of him that you know he'll bite on. As Kress tries to do that, he tries to lay it in the dirt a little bit, put it a little low, a little too low, and it's a 2-0 count. Casey, a 7-14 slugger. Kress on the 2-0 count. Spins that ball right in near perfect. Will not get a call there. 3-0.
That was certainly an interesting call, and I think the fans and certainly the people up here in the press box agree. That one looked like it was able to catch the top of the zone, but
the inside has been a tough spot all day, as that will be flied high and up by Casey. Going back for it is Tackett, settling under it, and he's going to try and make the throw to second base. They're going to try and catch him at first, and just like that, they got him. And we are heading to the bottom of the 9th. Bowling Green hold the Flashes scoreless in a moment where it looks like everything is going Kent's way. What a play there by the orange and brown.
Yeah, and that's also, I think you can call that a base running disaster class there by Jacek. It looked like that ball jumped off of the bat, and the way the wind has been blowing all day, I understand the thought thinking, okay, this is going to carry out of the ballpark, but it died just at the warning track. Tackett was able to get under it, and then they're able to get Jacek sleeping with the force play at first. Did not tag up. He took off right as that ball jumped off the bat and wasn't able to make it back.
We have our Falcon baseball beat, Tyler Kevlitz, mouthing to us, that was crazy. That's how you know it is a good game. We will be right back for the bottom of the ninth, where the Falcons look to stretch their winning streak to 11 games in a row. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to Falcon Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
WBGU 88.1 FM is Northwest Ohio's community radio station. As a non-commercial radio station, our programming efforts are supported by underwriting sponsorships from local businesses. Underwriting is an effective method of gaining exposure for your business in Northwest Ohio and helps us continue producing local content. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com.
Bottom of the ninth here at Stellar Field. I am joined by my broadcast partner, Reese Patricus. I'm Chaz McNeil. And leading off for the Falcons is going to be Garrett Sloan. We are going to see 7, 8, 9 for sure in this inning. That is Sloan, Gannon, and Antillion as the first pitch will go low and in the dirt for ball number 1 right here, bottom of the ninth. Falcons need 1 to walk it off. And Reese, what do the Falcons, besides walk it off, obviously, what is the number one thing they need to do?
You got to be patient because you've seen a lot of erratic pitches and you've seen some erratic swings from Bowling Green. You have to be patient, wait for your pitch if you want to put something in play. And I do just want to say, Chaz, I mean, what an instant classic this game has been.
Phenomenal.
It's been a great, great contest between two of the best teams in the Mid-American Conference.
We're going to get a swing and a miss here by Garrett Sloan. He's on a 1-2 count currently. He was caught looking just a second ago, swinging just now. Kent State looking to retire their first batter of the inning. Taking his time. This one's going to go inside. Framed up very well by Williams, but they will not get the call. As returning to the mound is Carrico. So it's a 2-2 count. Nobody on. Falcons need 1 run to win the contest. The payoff pitch by Carrico. Swing and fouled way behind Williams. Sloan will stay alive, and we'll do it again at 2-2.
He just barely caught that ball with the tip of his bat. Very lucky to still be standing in the batter's box. That was very, very close to being a strikeout.
Sloan pushing himself up a little bit close to home plate. He's going to foul this one out and back. Not even going to make it this time. Not even going to try.
I'll do it for you, Chaz. Insert car joke here.
Thank you. Copy, paste.
We'll keep it alive.
Control-C, Control-V. Payoff yet again. Carrico, swing and a miss. And Sloan goes down swinging. That is the 1 out of 3 that the Flash is needed to keep their hopes of dashing the Falcons' hopes alive. Next up is Gavin Gannon, the left fielder, righty, number 14, 327 batting average. He's got a 577 slugging. He is a huge home run hitter with home run number 4 that he scored today. Carrico's first pitch. Gannon's going to look it in a bit outside and high for ball number 1.
Going back to Sloan, I mean, that was a great pitch there by Carrico. Ran up the high heat on him, got him to swing underneath it, and send him back to the dugout.
1-0 count. Gannon's going to look this one in for ball number 2. 2-0 to start as Carrico starts from behind 2. Carrico taking his time. The pitch. Swing and a miss by Gavin Gannon. He was looking for the treetops on that one.
You saw the way he kind of dipped his swing there. He was trying to get well under that baseball and hit it out well beyond the trees, unable to make any contact with that one there.
2-1 count. Carrico fixing his hands. You could cut the tension at Stellar with a knife. The delivery inside and right in the eye line of Gavin Gannon for strike number 2. Payoff pitch incoming, Reese.
And that was a good pitch there. Got it just inside where Gannon's not able to extend on it. It kind of cut him off there.
Payoff. Gannon looks it in. Ball number 3. We are at a full count here at Stellar Field. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Not at all up at 10. Bottom of the 9th.
What do you got for us, Gavin?
Carrico. Gannon. Swing and a miss. And you can feel the collective sigh in Bowling Green, Ohio, as one batter stands in between the Falcons and a 10th inning. It's Gunnar Antillian, the closeout batter, shortstop, senior, 241 batting average. He's got no homers, no triples. He's got 3 doubles and 20 hits on the season, 277 slugging.
Might I say, Chaz, this would be the perfect time for your first home run of the season, but I know that usually isn't how these things work.
Well, we will see what happens with this bat. Will he try and knock something, or will he be patient like you mentioned? Carrico, first one, Antillian looking. Strike 1.
I will say, I feel like since between the start of the game and now, I feel like this strike zone has expanded east to west a little bit.
I can agree with that. Carrico, that one's going to be popped up. Is it going to fall? And a diving catch. And it's made. Going over and out for it to second base. That is Gunnar Antillian, his 4th double of the year. That was a diving attempt by Kovas, unable to get there, and now he's slow to get up.
Yeah, I wonder if just diving it down like that, he maybe got the wind knocked out of him when he hit the ground, and hopefully he is okay out there because he has been it's been a major contributor to this baseball game.
And silence now as Kovas is still slow to get up. TJ Tackett is going to be the next batter up for Bowling Green.
Go at it tomorrow right here at Stellar Field. First pitch scheduled for 1 p.m. Keep your eye on the website in case of time changes.
He is getting up now, talking to trainers, so it looks like everything is going to be still a bit of a waiting game here, Reese. So let's go to break while we figure things out here. You are listening to Falcon Baseball right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hello, my name is Reiko Badurov. I play for the BGSU men's soccer team, and these are my Falcon 4 breakfast items.
We are back here at Stellar Field as it looks like Kovas is going to return to the dugout, just holding his back there. You're right, Reese. Probably it's cold out, made the dive for the ball, maybe tweaked something, got the wind knocked out of him, whatever it is. We are all hoping that he is going to end up okay. Falcons, on a brighter note for Bowling Green, they have the opportunity to close out this game, stretch their winning streak to 11, and go to 10-2 when they score second. Unreal here as TJ Tackett reaches home plate.
Back up to the top of the order.
He's going to check as this ball goes down in the dirt by Kent.
Tackett has reached in 4 straight at-bats today. He singled back in the 8th before being caught in a rundown between third base and home plate as the ball once again gets away from the shortstop. Thankfully not in play this time if you're a Kent State fan, but on the throwback to check on Antillian at second, his shortstop just kind of lost the ball out of his glove. But as I was saying, 4 straight times reaching safely, 4 tackets. He's got 2 singles in the last 2 innings as well as a walk and that home run back in the 3rd inning. So this is the guy that you want up here in this scenario where it's a guy who has been able to put the baseball in play today, and he's done a very darn good job of it so far.
And you look at the Falcons really got out of that more sluggish section of their batting order. You've got Tackett's next, or you've got Tackett's up. Tackett's manages to reach base. You've also got Garrett Wright, and then Newman behind him, Birchmeyer. All of those guys are sluggers in every sense of the word, as we are going to see Carrico take his time on the mound.
It looked there like, I think Kent State's head coach came out to talk to the home plate umpire just to see what was going on for whatever reason. Now he takes his slow trot back to the dugout, and now we are back underway after a bit of a delay.
The pitch by Carrico. 2-0 count. That's going to be lined over, and it's going to go in the face. Returning home, and he's going to hit the old plate, and that will win it. Bowling Green has walked it off yet again. Gunnar Antillian, TJ Tackett's the hero in the face of Kent State. Bowling Green stretched their winning streak to 11 by scoring 11. That is game, ladies and gentlemen.
You can't draw that up any better. It looked like that was just going to be a routine out, hit straight to Ripken Reese, and he just lost it. I don't know if that hit the heel of his glove or if it bounced off of his chest as you look over into the shallow outfield, and he's obviously beside himself, and I understand completely because that is just brutal. But for Bowling Green, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. It's obviously going to be scored as an error, but it doesn't matter because the real score crossed home plate in the form of Gunnar Antillian, and Bowling Green walks it off for the 2nd time in 3 games.
Absolutely unreal what is unfolding right here at Bowling Green. The crowd stuck in their seats, the fans all excited, and the team delivered in every single moment. This is a team of destiny, Reese. The fact that they can come back inning after inning after letting up runs, after having pitching debacles, no matter what, they manage to come back when it matters, and right there, you can't even script what just happened, Reese.
Yeah, I mean, that is just absolutely fantastic for Bowling Green, and yeah, I mean, I can't find the words right now. I mean, that's just, it doesn't get much better than that. Obviously, a walk-off is awesome, but in the way that it happened, where it was, obviously you're going to feel bad for Reese, who had that error happen, but, I mean, that was a pretty good way for it to end. You have 2... Going into today, I would say 2 of the unlikely heroes. You have Gunnar Antillian, who ripped that double into left field, and then as well you have TJ Tackett's, who had the walk-off error.
Yes, so much to be excited about if you are a Falcon fan. TJ Tackett's really coming into his own. Back-to-back home runs in games that really have mattered. This game, without that home run, they don't win. They win by 1. He had a 3-run homer against Dayton. He doesn't hit that, they don't win that game. TJ Tackett's coming into his own. Brady Birchmeyer had a home run of his own. These players are really starting to wake up their bats. We are seeing way more long balls. We are seeing a lot more contact, the ability to be patient as well, size up what you want. They are dissecting pitchers right here, Reese.
Yeah, and I think you also have to look at it in the same way that you look at it in Major League Baseball, where in the beginning of the season you don't see as many home runs as you do in June and July and August. And obviously there's no college baseball season that extends into August. But once the weather warms up then that's when you see the ball start to jump more. And, we had a couple 70-degree days earlier last week. We had a couple 60-degree days earlier this week. So now that the weather is starting to warm up and it's no longer 40 degrees outside in Bowling Green, Ohio, we're starting to see the ball jump a little bit more. And, of course, the fact that you play in Bowling Green, Ohio, and it's as windy as it is because it's as flat as it is, that certainly helps as well.
Yeah, it's the same way like in football. Like you look at the Denver Broncos, they say playing in Mile High is a different experience. Playing at Bowling Green is a lot different, but it is a different experience. You've got the wind. It's so flat. It's a different style. The ball flies different. It cracks off the bat differently. And Bowling Green knows how to use that to their advantage. We've seen it. We saw it when the ball flew up and over. It was fielded by Tackett's right at the warning track, and they managed to get the score. Stuff like that is stuff you only know because it's your home field. But with that said, Reese, feel like we've pretty much covered all our bases here, no pun intended. Who would your player of the game be if you had to pick one?
I think you got to give it to TJ Tackett's. He reached safely in 5 straight plate appearances. He had a solo shot. He had the walk-off RBI there at the end on that error. He played his heart out for this team. I would also say I feel like someone that you can also give it to. I think Gavin Gannon also deserves a shout. He had that multi-run homer back in the 4th that opened up the scoring for Bowling Green, or opened up the floodgates scoring-wise for Bowling Green.
And I completely agree with that. I also think we got to give our flowers to Gunnar Antillion. He was in a moment that you really needed him to step up in a way that he really hasn't all season. And then just like that, he manages to get a double and get in scoring position, and he is the one that scores that run. And I think TJ Tackett's, I think we both agree on that, he had the best performance of this game. Falcons remain perfect through conference play. They are 7-0 in conference play, and they look to take on Kent State right here tomorrow at 3 p.m. But before we go, also, we had another walk-off, this time in softball. Bowling Green softball has gone back-to-back in wins today against Kent State. They went 10-2 in 6 innings in the first game, and then immediately after that they walked it off. Final score 7-6 in the win. Absolutely amazing.
So what I'm hearing is that it's a pretty good day to be a Falcon, pretty bad day to be a Golden Flash.
Exactly. All right. Well, I think that will do it. So quickly, a couple thank yous. I want to say thank you first to my broadcast partner right next to me, Reese Patricas. I want to say thank you to Jacob in the board operating room in the Colleen Center studios for pressing all the buttons, putting us on air. It has been an amazing call, and what a game. What a game.
Yeah, I don't know if there's really much else to say other than what a game. And, well, we'll be back at it again tomorrow. First pitch set for 1 o'clock. It'll be myself and Tyler Kavelitz on that one. And hopefully that game will be just as good as this one was.
All right. With that said, I want to say thank you to Lucas Kleinmeyer, Tyler Kavelitz, Carl Smith for helping us always get on air and be consistent, to Kyle Edmond, the baseball sports information director for baseball, getting us these interviews with the players, getting us close to the team so we can know what's going on, and to Derek Vandermeer for allowing us to do this. But with that said, have a phenomenal night. I Ziggy Zumba. Go Falcons.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.